Hello, everybody. I'm back. Hey, how's it going? Enjoyed my day off yesterday, though it's not really it's a day off, right? It's not really a day off. I was working super hard. Went to the gym today, so also feel good about that, man. Oh, been just crushing myself, but I've been feeling much stronger, everybody. My vertigo feeling better, feeling stronger when I go in the gym, feeling stronger when I'm walking around, which is pretty awesome. Did a lot of stuff. I know my door got stuck there for a moment, didn't it? A lot of fun stuff getting done. Man, I'm working on a lot of killer stuff. Not only really heavy prepping for TwitchCon, but also beyond. A whole bunch of other fun stuff coming down for that too. But really heavy in TwitchCon mode right now, locking down a lot of the loose ends that somehow always end up to be at the last few weeks, because I have about one more week and then everything has to be sent to TwitchCon, because I got to ship some stuff out there, of course, to give to you guys, as well as I have to travel and do all of that stuff, which I'm not a big traveler. I don't typically go, on trips and travel all around the world and do all that stuff. That's not my thing usually. My thing is go and go somewhere for a while, for like a week maximum, and then I'm like, okay, I'm good. Going back home, enjoying my little nestle of the world, which is what I typically do. My wife likes to travel. I'm not a big traveler, but next year I'm going to try to do a bit more of extended travel. I'll be trying to go to more conventions. I'll be going to PAX and all of those things, trying to get to Star Citizen maybe next year, but they'll probably have that in Germany or in England or something like that. So I'll be like, I don't know. I seriously doubt that one. Unless somebody wants to pay me to go there, I'm cool with that. If they want to pay me to go there, I am down. But other than that, probably not. And they're having it right, I think today it was the start of Star Citizen in Austin, Texas. Now, if I had the ability to drive, I would full-on drive down there. I would full-on drive down there and do that. I'm a big supporter of that project. It is a pretty massive project. It's been taking a very long time, but as awesome projects do, they take a while. It's a space sim, if you've never heard of it, called Star Citizen. You can try out robertspaceyindustries.com or just search Star Citizen on Google to check it out. Check it out big time. So what do we got going up today, man? We have got a jam-packed show for today. We are, of course, going to be playing some Fallout 4. We are doing a mega build at the Lighthouse. Already started something pretty cool right now. Then, of course, we've got No Man's Sky. We're pushing forward on that, getting ourselves a new vehicle, which is cool. We've got the motorcycle. We're fooling around with that. Really want to keep going on those inventory slots and also get more and more patterns and try to figure out how to do that thing we need to do, the lubricant and all that stuff. So we may be going in there and fooling around with different patterns and whatnot, try to figure out how to make that work. We'll see. We'll see how we can do it. So we do have a lot going on. And let me go ahead and say hello to my epic mods who are backing me up today. Let's see, we got Chewy and Dark Angel, big heavy hitters coming in here at the top of the show, backing me up. You can see them right there in the chat. Make sure to show them lots of love. Follow those chat rules so it just makes their job easy, makes your job easy as well. Do you ever sleep? I have sleep apnea. So the answer to that would be yes, but does it ever feel like I got any sleep? And the answer to that would be no. I do work 7 days a week. I've worked 7 days a week for 3 years on my stream here and continue to do so because I love to do it. When you love to do something, even though you're exhausted and you're tired and you don't want to get up and you don't want to do stuff, it just really does motivate you when you love doing it. When you're not just doing it for the money or you're not just doing it for fame or power or whatever ridiculous other things people do stuff for. I just do it because I love it. It gets me out of the bed and I'm not dead. That part, I really like that last part. That last part, I really like it a lot. Because I do have medical conditions that do make it more difficult, but I am slowly working on it. Now, the funny thing is, the better my health gets, the more control over that vertigo I do have a tendency to have. So I was at the gym today. I was feeling great for a good 50 to 75% of the time, and then I really started straining. I'm working my way up on my weights. Now, some of you will be like, Kismet, yeah, you're doing the 20s and you're doing the 25s. But for me, man, that's a lot because as you get older, it's more difficult to get in the gym and build up that strength. My strength starts to wane. But I want to keep that strength up, so we're definitely going to do that. Now, later on, coming in is Josie and Game Killer as well, backing me up later on tonight as well. I do appreciate that love. Appreciate that love. So we got a whole lot of thing. Now, of course, after No Man's Sky, we've also got Assassin's Creed Odyssey, a huge, awesome game. I have heard nothing but good things about it. And of course, it is a sponsored event, so I absolutely love those type of games. I have not played any of the Assassin's Creed series. And you're like, Kismet, what the heck? I know, I'm going to need your help. I'm going to need your help because I'm the total noob. I love that going in, though. I love just going in and having no idea and just getting into it. Now, I've seen a whole lot of things on Fallout 76 lately, by the way. Let's go ahead and do the Fallout 76 command that Josie did, which is new Fallout 76. So, new FO76 in the chat for everybody. We've got some really awesome information from Bethesda. They've really massively updated their thing here. Let me go ahead and pull it up here. There we go. And it's a article on what is new in Fallout 76. It is pretty awesome. Talks about the workshops and the camps, survival, progression, fast travel, death and respawn, over-encumbrance, the new map, PvP, player, combat, outfits, NPCs, events, supply drops, nukes, post-launch, and of course, you can listen to the new soundtrack at the very end of it. Now, I am a huge fan of the Fallout series, and I'm a huge fan of Bethesda because, you know what, they just keep hitting those home runs. I just watched an amazing documentary on Fallout Shelter. You guys know that I am, of course, the OG when it comes to Fallout Shelter. That's why I have this desk right here, and that's why I have this room. I created it for a little game you might have heard of. Yeah, Fallout Shelter, which has over 100 million players when it launched. And of course, I played it for over 1,000, I think it's 1,200 days. I forget whatever it was. 1,200 days consecutively. My vault is still running to this day on my iPad. And of course, we played up to 9 vaults at the same time before here on the stream. And I will be getting back to it. I don't forget all you my Fallout Shelter friends out there. I know a lot of you are like, Kismet, come on, play some Fallout Shelter. I am trying very hard. But only got so much time in the day. Got to get TwitchCon squared away. We're going to have an amazing time there. You're going to meet all my mods. I'm going to be dressed as the Wasteland Tycoon. I had to do some scrambling to get that together. But, man, I was getting it tailored today, getting it put to my size because whoever apparently they're making that for has really, really long arms. Super long arms, longer than the arms that I've got. So they're tailoring that up for me a bit. And, of course, you'll see me as Wasteland Tycoon on Saturday because I'll be streaming live from TwitchCon from the show floor. You'll get to see my mods. If there's anybody cosplaying, well, so then I'm bringing some special guests for you guys to see as well. Do not miss that. It'll be Saturday at 2 o'clock or 1 to 2 o'clock Pacific time, which is 4 to 5 o'clock Eastern time. All right. And that will be on Saturday the 27th. Of course, I'll keep you updated. It will be in my schedule as well as I'll tweet it out and have it for you on Discord and down below the stream. Mods, make a note of all that so I'll remember. So yeah, lots and lots of cool stuff in there. One of the things that I did notice in this list of stuff for Fallout 76 is the camp system looks amazing. I love the new style of the ability to build. I don't know how much effect on the story that the building's going to be. And, of course, they did talk about that you can do co-op building in there in another video that we talked about last time or time before that. And, of course, the death and respawn one is really, really good. Talks a bit about that. Now, again, there's a lot of videos out there. They've been talking about the new gameplay. They've been showing the map and all that. I don't want to see any of that. I don't want to see any of that because in about 6 days, I get my Xbox Fallout 76 edition, which has the white, robot white or whatever they call it. Though I would love it if it was painted. Like Spider-Man one. That would be amazing. But, yeah, a lot of good info in there if you guys want to do that as well. Raz says, I miss 7 Days to Die. Don't worry. Don't worry. I have absolutely insomnia, so I see where you're coming from. Yeah, TJ. Yeah, a lot of people in my stream have issues. I just try to be here and inspire you as well because I was disabled in the bed 3 years ago. Couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything, couldn't drive, couldn't hang out with my kids. I have very much difficulty just walking from place to place. And my doctors told me to lay down and die, and I told them to go screw themselves. And it felt good. It felt good. I only had 2 out of 11 doctors who were actually useful. The rest of them just sucking up all my money and not helping me in any way. So I decided to do it myself. I took the reins back in my life instead of letting other doctors solve my problem with magic pills or whatever. You've got to just go to it and do it on your own. So I work very, very hard and continue to do so. And keep working on my health. It's getting stronger and stronger. And of course, the more you look after yourself and the more you get stronger, you'll find that your life kind of evens out a little bit too. I mean, you still have a lot of this roller coaster stuff. At least I do in my life. It's like every day, it's always woo, 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 because I got kids and wife, and you guys know how it goes. You guys know how it goes big time. Let me say hello to everybody. Let me go ahead and say hello to everybody in the chat here. Who did I forget? There we go. We got Raz hanging out with the hug. Thank you so much. Appreciate that hug there. Let's see. And again, TTV Reckless says you weren't on yesterday. Yes, yesterday's my day off. If you want to see my schedule, it's always down below the stream. It's also on the website. It's also on Discord and on Twitter. I do have Mondays and Fridays off, though. It might be increasing, so be happy if that actually happens. We'll see. We'll see. Just Alcar in the chat. Always great to see you, Just Alcar. Massive supporter of the stream. I was just working on your T-shirt today, getting that packed and ready to go to TwitchCon to get signed by as many people as we can find. Also, I was doing some love for Gaming's Fun. I did contact Lady Devon, who is part of Bethesda now. She used to be a streamer, and now she is part of Bethesda. And I said that I would try to get signature, and she said she would actually connect with somebody and hand me the signature for Gaming's Fun via Twitter. Now, whether that's going to happen or not, we're going to find out. But that was super sweet of her to offer that kind of stuff. So I just said, if you're there, if it's okay. Because, I don't like to be real pushy on people. I don't like to say, well, yeah, you got to sign my thing, right? That's a really bad approach to anything in life, is to feel entitled, feel like they should have to do that. I always give them the option. You can or you can't. You don't have to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But if you want to, then, it'll really make my supporters amazing time. So, again, if you are a Tycoon level supporter of the TwitchCon trip, make sure that you let me know anybody that you want us to get it to sign, because we're going to be very into getting that stuff signed for you, and of course sending you out and sending you all your loot drops and whatever. And I watched a lot of the prototypes of the loot drops. I had to change them because of TwitchCon, the new TwitchCon security rules. But I will we'll have a bunch of loot for you guys there, as well as afterwards. You guys will get the first iteration of the actual new Kismet loot drop, which is just looking amazing. Amazing! So there we go. I hear some biddies coming in. Thank you so much, Dread, for the biddies. 104 biddies coming in. Oh, bye-bye, Kismet. I'm out of there. I'm out of there, knocking me off the bid boss right there at the top of the stream, or the hype boss, actually, is what it's called now. Oh, I think that's the old one. I think that's the old one. The new one's in the new layout as well. So layout, let me catch up. Let's see. Yeah, I haven't been watching any videos, Raz, on anything on 76, because I want to have that moment like I had in Fallout 4, where I literally just get in the game without knowing too much. I know about some of the mechanics and whatnot, but I don't really know. I don't really know until I click that button, we get in there, and of course the vault door opens, and then we watch the intro or whatever, however it goes, and then you walk out of the vault on Reclamation Day. And I can't wait for that. I can't wait for the Tycoons to be unleashed upon the wasteland to rebuild it at the level that we're doing now. It's gonna be awesome. Hey TJ, again, hello to you. The hate that Fallout 7 is getting wow. It's getting wow. What's that mean, Grim Reaper? What does the wow mean? I don't know what that means, man. Dang kids, do you ever sleep? I try to, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work, but you know what? You just got to roll on with your life. What else are you going to do? Just lay down. What condition were you in to go to the doctor with? It's strange that so many doctors wouldn't know what to do. I have sleep apnea and have vertigo. At first, I thought, I'd just go in there to the doctors, because I used to have a lot of sinus infections and whatnot, and a lot of allergies started happening. And then I kept going to the doctor, and then, of course, I started getting dizzy. And I thought it was from my medicine. So I talked to the doctor. I said, I'm getting really dizzy all of a sudden. I feel like, like after, if you spin on like a spin thing and you walk around, I feel like that all the time. And they said, oh, it sounds like you're getting a bit of vertigo or whatnot. Maybe it's just from the medicine. So we tried a bunch of different medicine. It took about a year and a half, by the way. We tried a whole bunch of different stuff. And of course, I went to neurologist. I went to general doctor. I went to specialists. I went to ear and nose and throat doctors. I went to skin doctors. I went to every type of doctor you can think of, really. I got CT scans. I got the big scan where you go in that thing, right, where it locks you in there, and they slide you in there, and they zap you. Whatever the heck the name of that thing is. I always forget the name of that thing. But while I was in there, by the way, there was a power outage, and I was stuck in that thing. I was stuck in that thing and I had to do the whole entire thing again. It was like 45 minutes of being stuck in that thing. It was almost done. Boom, loses power. This guy stuck in there. And then I was like, all right, go to your happy place, bro. Go to Hawaii. You're sitting in Hawaii. You're just fine. You're on the beach. Beautiful. You got your smoothie. You're good, right? And then, of course, finally the power came back on again. Their generators came on. And then, of course, they had to do the whole damn thing again, which turned out apparently is the worst scan as well. So because that all got messed up. Got all messed up. So, yes, I went to all of those doctors. And after about a year and a half, they basically said, Kismet, there's really nothing we can do. We can continue to try to search it out. And I do have a middle channel ear problem. I have hearing loss. So I believe it's in my other ear, this one. It's in this ear. I do have some hearing loss and also some middle channel problem that is messing with my vertigo. So I did go to a physical rehab or a physical therapy where they learn about vertigo and how to manage your vertigo, and you look in one spot. If you're starting to feel really dizzy, close your eyes. There you go. Breathe out of your nose. That really does help a lot. It really does help me focus on where to go and what to do. And then, of course, as I lost 40 pounds, which took a long time and was a lot of hard work, I lost 40 pounds, as well as that started helping me better with my sleep apnea. I also got a mandible device, which holds my jaw forward. So when I'm sleeping, because every night when I go to sleep, I stop breathing. That's right. I stop breathing. So tonight could be the last night. So you know what? Live it up, everybody. Live it up, because you never know how many minutes you got left in life. And I'm just going to spend the rest of my minutes doing what I love to do every day, hanging out with you guys, trying to inspire you a little bit. Hold on. I was so on a roll there. Well, let's see if it comes back up. Hold on. I'm just sitting here now. Let's see if it comes back up. Just trying to stream. Sorry, everybody. Looks like we're dropping frames here. I see my connection went red for a minute. I was such on a roll there, everybody. I don't know what it is that the kind of mystical timing of Twitch sometimes. The mystical timing of Twitch and my ISP is astounding. If you can see me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can hear me, also put it in there. Go ahead and try to refresh if you can. It did freeze for a bit there. I think if you refresh, you might be able to see me now. So try to press that 1. I'm not going to press anything. I'm just going to wait for it to come back up there. What time is that? 11:35. You snap that. I was on a roll. I was absolutely on a roll. And just right when I get into it, trying to inspire you guys a little bit in your life, that's exactly when it happens. The Vault 76 trailer happened. There you go, Curtis. There you go. Well, I was talking about, getting back into it now. I was talking about the fact that I had vertigo and that I went to many different doctors. And eventually, I did go to a whole bunch of doctors for a year and a half. And then all those other doctors were useless, other than my main doctor and my neurologist, who did help me with my sleep apnea. And then, of course, I lost 40 pounds, which helped me a lot also with my sleep apnea, because every night I go to sleep, I stop breathing. So I could not be here tomorrow. So enjoy every minute, because something like that could happen where your stream goes off in the middle. I didn't touch nothing. Don't blame me. Blame the ISP. That was an ISP problem there. So yes, so I've gotten up, and then, my doctor told me, my main doctor, this is how you know a real doctor. A real doctor will tell it to you straight. He won't just, oh, well, you'll be fine. Just take this magic pill or do that kind of stuff. A real doctor will come to you straight and say, Kismet, this is something you're going to have to live with for the rest of your life. But then you have a choice. Woe is me, which I did for a little bit. I'm not going to lie. Woe is me. I have to give up my amazing job at Apple. I have to give up being a graphic designer because I can't do it at the level that I chose to do, right? That highest level. And find something else you love to do in your life, right? And here I am doing the other thing I love to do, which is gaming. So, again, it is very, very tough to do that. And I know a lot of you have the same problems, a lot of issues in your life, a lot of ups and downs, wife and spouse and girlfriend and parents and who knows, whatever, a lot of stuff, I'm sure. And of course, medical issues and just struggling to get out of the bed every day, trying to find a purpose or a reason to do what you love to do every day. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let nobody's negativity go right here and tell you who you should be or what you should be doing in your life, right? Because you have the choices. They're your moments, and you only get so many moments. You only get so many minutes, and I plan to use them here on the stream and doing what I love to do every day, hanging out with you guys. So, sorry for a little bit longer opener today, but, you know, I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling good about how far I've come over the last 3 years, and it's taken a lot of work. A lot of work, not only working on the stream and doing what I love to do in that way, but also physical work where I'm at the gym and I'm trying to lose that weight. I'm trying to fight up that hill, right? I'm trying to climb that massive hill that life is. So thanks everybody for hanging out despite my ISP trying to knock me offline. Thank you so much, ISP. But there we go. So when you watch this back on YouTube, you can watch that bonus segment that you guys missed here on the stream. So eventually the stream will come up there. So yeah, so that's what happened. Eventually my doctor said there's nothing they can do. You got to live with it. And then of course I learned to live with it. And then of course every year it gets better and better because I learned to work on it a bit better. I get stronger physically and keep working at it. That's all you can do really, right? I mean, how much other choice do you got, right? How much other choice do you really got in life? Rockman says, hi, are you single? I am not single. I am married with 3 children. I've been married for 25 years. I've been with my wife for a very long time. I have loved her every minute. She keeps turning 25 and I keep getting older. I have my oldest daughter's 13 and my twins are 10. There is my wife and there is everybody else in the world. That's how I prioritize my life. Max Guy says, hello all. Hello, Max Guy. Thanks for being here. When you ask one actual question, chat, everything else gets read instead. No, I read your question. There we go. I get back to him sometimes. Sometimes I get back to him. Sometimes I jump around as well. Skin Doctors, MRI. That's right. That's what it is, Raz. Thank you so much for remembering that. I snapshot that. Just had to refresh my stream and the Vault 76 drive. That's awesome. I love the fact that 76 played. If anybody stream that the 76 promo should play, it's definitely mine. Thanks everybody again for hanging in there. Oh, Monterey Pat, what's up? Not just you kids. Others had issues today. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that was my ISP. Because I saw that all of a sudden, because there's a little thing in the bottom of OBS that turns red when it stops working. So what I do is I always give it a few minutes. By the way, if you're a streamer, I would give it a few minutes to just come back on again. I hate turning my stream off. I always like to just leave it on. Hopefully it just fixes itself, and then you keep going. And that's what I do. You know, just like in life, you just got to keep going, right? Just got to keep going. There you go. Hey, X, what's up? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being an inspiration, says Red Deer Ranch. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I try. The wife is life. TJ knows what's up. He knows what's up. Kismet, did you see the 3-hour demo of Fallout 76? And what do you think? I did see the video. I avoided watching it. And I just explained that earlier, BK, is because I don't want to know. I want to know enough to get started, but I don't want to know everything, right? I don't want to know the map. I don't want to know what all the locations are. I don't want to know what all the mobs are. I don't want to know what all the locations are. I want to know the mechanics enough so I can talk to you guys about it, but not so much that I spoil it for you, because I want to go in there not knowing as little as possible, but at least a little bit, so that especially when you're cross-playing, right? When you're multiplayer, right? Everybody's going to learn a ton about everything. And then, of course, I like to dive in without knowing too much. I don't want to know the storyline. I don't want to know what I do right at the very beginning of that thing, because I want to have that first moment. I want to have that first experience with you guys live here on stream. Of course, I'm going to get my custom Xbox on the 15th, so 6 more days, or really 5 more days, because in 15 minutes it's going to be the next day. In 5 more days, I'm going to be getting that Xbox. I will get it working with my system. And then I'm getting an AB HDMI box. Mods, AB HDMI box. Put that in my reminders if it's not already in there. So I can switch between the Xbox and my PC. And then, of course, I'll be playing the beta. The second they let me in, that's the moment I'll be in. Of course, we'll play live here on stream as well. There we go. Blind playthrough. Yes, I don't like to know in the very beginning. I want to have those moments where I go, oh, look at that, right? Or they have some reference to a previous Fallout, like the tunnel snakes or something like that. I'll be, oh, tunnel snakes, right? That kind of fun stuff. Again, which is funny because I'm a streamer, so I typically record it and then people can watch it back later. But again, that's how I like to play. It's your game. You can play it however you want to play. And I say, speaking of playing, Kismet doing a long intro today. Let's get into it. Let's go. All right, having some agua, being very good. Kind of. I'm kind of being good. I am really not being that good. I should be juicing. I should be working on that stuff. I'm down 5 pounds, though, by the way. Down 5 pounds, feeling good. But I'm really trying to build muscle mass. See, the thing is about working out, and I've learned this since I was young, and I was in incredible shape when I was young, by the way, which is great because that's when I met my wife. You want to be in good shape when you meet that special someone. You want to be in real good shape. This way you can keep up with them as well. So, yeah, when I was young, I used to work out with a good friend of mine, and he taught me a lot about working out, and he's absolutely huge. He's like Schwarzenegger huge. He pulls the whole rack down. You know, me, I'm over there in my 60s and 40s and 20s doing drop sets, and dude's over there, he's like, hey, man, whoa, bam, pulling the whole rack, which I always found incredibly impressive because he's actually disabled. He actually lost his leg as a child. It had to be amputated, so he was disabled in that way, but he didn't let it do that. He had a prosthetic leg, and then he actually got overweight. When I know him since he was a kid. And then he took that and he went in the gym and he converted it. And the thing he told me was, you can't convert fat into muscle. Those are two separate things. What your fat is energy. That is actually energy that your body stores up. And then when you get muscle consumes that energy. So the more muscle that you're adding, the easier it is to burn off some of those calories when you're in the gym. So that's what I'm doing right now, muscle building, just so I have a strength. So, because I got so weak that I could barely turn a doorknob, barely go anywhere. I mean, I got really, really weak because I was basically bedridden. I basically couldn't go anywhere. And I don't like that feeling. I don't like that feeling to feel weak, to have, like, my wife have to take care of me for the rest of my life. No. That's not the way Kismet goes. If I'm going out, I'm going to Blaze of Glory with high score, and I'm going to be like, yeah, woo, best in the world, baby. That's how I plan to go. You got to go with style, right? But I'm not going yet. We're going to play some games. I had to avoid all Fallout 76. I like not knowing too. There you go, Dread. There you go. All right, so speaking of playing some games, we're going to talk a bit about getting prepped for Fallout 76. Of course, I will play the beta, and then, of course, give you guys some more insights on it as well. But I just know it just to the point of knowing the stuff. And, of course, we watch the videos and we learn about the mechanics and how it works and all of that stuff. But I have not watched the gameplay because I don't want to have the intro spoiled, and I don't want to have, what you do at the very beginning and, setting up your skills and all that stuff. I want to see all that stuff in-game. So right here, of course, we've got my guy right here, Kismet, hanging out, wearing my fashionable glasses in the wasteland. My guy is awesome. And we're here at my mega build here at Spectacle Island, one of my favorite places to build because it's so massive. It is absolutely humongous at the level that you can build here at Spectacle Island. But we are actually building at the lighthouse, so we're going to go back in here trying to find my power armor. What's up, guy? What's up? Hanging out. Did I leave my fusion core in there? Oh, I had that funny feeling like I totally fail-fished on that. So, of course, I'll be bringing to you on Xbox. For a couple days, we'll be doing beta. Now, again, I will switch to the daytime. Whenever that beta is, that's when I'll be playing for the full time of the beta until they kick us off. And then I will be streaming for that Wednesday and Thursday. If I can even get in the beta. If I can't get in the beta, they say, Kismet, you can't get in the beta until Thursday. Well, then I bought that Xbox for nothing, really, because we'll see. Because I'll just let my kids use it. You like the shirt? That's part of a mod. Yeah, part of a mod that gives them different clothes at the beginning. So you're not just seeing the same, 8 outfits at the very beginning as well. All right, so let's go ahead and pop out of here, and let's get over to the Lighthouse because you guys voted and said, Kismet, we want you to do the Lighthouse build. Now, we're trying to build a vault in every single location. We have got some amazing builds this time. I really, really love what we've been doing this playthrough in our mega build. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Kiz, Elton John called and asked for his glasses back. There you go. Yeah, Elton John. Oh, wait. What's that? I hear some action. Killbox doing his job. Oh, there's a Sultron down there. Dragging him in. Do your job, Killbox. Now, see, one of the problems here is you have this obstruction. Now, you gotta watch out for that, because I'm in very hard mode. In very hard mode and in survival mode, I can be one-shot by that Assaultron blast. I'm gonna try to sneak up on him. Try not to kill my dude. Explosive shotgun for the win. That's a legendary shotgun that does an incredible amount of damage. We just found randomly in this playthrough, by the way. It is not the spray and pray, though spray and pray is very similar. It is just a combat shotgun of exploding, which does 15 points of AoE damage. Very, very nice. I love it when they deliver me some free loot at the top of the stream. Pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and crank this up. Now, let me also say hello and thanks to a whole bunch of peeps who have come in and pressed that host button and also that follow button. Druid, I believe his name is, or Drudrid, who I was nice enough to hit the follow button. I was in Imperial Girl's channel earlier today. She was such a fantastic streamer, by the way. Hope to see her again at TwitchCon. I saw her last year. So I was in her channel today, just showing her some love, throwing a host on her and all that stuff. I saw she was playing some Assassin's Creed as well. I can't wait to play that later as well. Oh, man. I don't know what it is. All right, Raz and Josie coming in with the host. We also got Dread coming in with those 100 bits. Ultram again with that auto host. Thank you so much. We got BKK coming in with the follow. Thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing that follow button, and becoming part of the Wasteland Tycoon. Appreciate that. Appreciate that love. And, of course, Dread coming in with the host and Manny coming in with the host as well. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, everybody. Appreciate that love here in the stream. You guys are the reason this stream keeps going. Keeps on going. Let's get in here and get some loot. I know I'm totally in the mood to play today. You know, you guys ever do that? Put a one in the chat if you're just like, you know what, today I'm playing some games, right? I'm getting in there. I'm going to play some games. I'm going to build some stuff. I'm going to go do my thing. Right, I'm going to drop my thing up in here. Holy mackerel, look at that trader. Trader giving me some loot. Thank you so much. Appreciate all that loot, bro. Anybody else want to get crazy up in here? Now, I have a thing called Loot Detector, a mod, which I absolutely love, which shows a lot of this, of where your loot is. So you can find out. Oh, somebody got incinerated over here. Look at this. You can see him still smoking. Pack Brahmin. Uh-oh. My Pack Brahmin got incinerated. Or somebody's Pack Brahmin got incinerated. Now, here's how you know if it was yours. You hit C and see if your thing is still there. If your connection is still there to your other settlement, then you're good. Then you're good. All right. Mine did not get destroyed. There we go. Heck yeah. Yeah. You know it. Couple ones in the chat. All right. As you can see, we are starting our build here at the Lighthouse, which is funny because we just got the Lighthouse recently because I've been slacking on getting this particular settlement. Now, one of the drawbacks of this particular settlement is, of course, this house. And, of course, I would like to take all the houses down because they are a waste because you can't really rebuild them. Now, a great build system would have been the fact that I could rebuild the houses and restore them to their original value. Or tear them down and then do my own thing. Now, I do have a mod that allows me to tear some stuff down beyond what normally you can do. Like if you go to Sanctuary, I can tear all those houses down and have a nice flat place, which is what I do. I have some settlements running over there, which is super cool. And we'll hopefully get back to that, and if not, we're going to be playing a ton of Fallout 76. That's what we're going to be doing. Now, as you can see, I put my moo-moos in here, and I got them protected by putting walls around the windows so they don't necessarily shoot my moo-moos. Got a little bit of a bunkhouse in here for everybody. And, of course, we have already scrapped everything in here and the upstairs and all of that. We have scrapped all of that stuff. And we're starting our build around the outside of the lighthouse. That's right. We have gone in here. We have a little bit of scaffolding. We've tested the height limit by using these stairs so we know how high up that we can build. And as you can see, we're doing kind of an outside edge of where we're going to be building. Now, I'm in my power armor on purpose in case I fall, which I have done many times on stream to my death. To my death. There you go. So you can go way up here like this, which is pretty far up. Now, of course, when you get up, you start hearing all that wind noises. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. But as you can see, we've started our build. Now, the first thing I do whenever I go from one level of building to the next level of building is I clear everything else I had before. So I start with a basic build. I put in mattresses, mute fruit, and food, water, power, and a kill box, a Kismet kill box over there to take care of any bad guys who are foolish enough to attack my settlement. And then I'll come back later, take all that out, super build, which is the second level that is making me money. And then I take that out, and then, of course, mega build. And why do I mega build? For fun. Because I'm a builder. I love to build. Builders have to build. That's the way we roll. That's the way we roll. It ain't about functionality when you get to mega building. It is more about just the fun and enjoyment of building stuff. And I love to build stuff. So if you like to see stuff being built, if you like explosions, if you like the Fallout series, you're in the right place. So, all right. So, we'll also build in this direction, which we'll go ahead and see how far we can go. And what I'm doing here with my atrium floors is just getting the outside edge of the entire summit. Like, how far out the... Wow. Wow, that's really far out there. There we go. How far out here can I build, right? That's what I'm seeing. And I just kind of squared off a little bit as well. And I'm just checking the outside edge of what can be done. So we've already checked kind of along the edge of the settlement over here because we do run into that hard edge there. And then, of course, we look down here, we can kind of see what that is. Now, it looks a lot bigger than it actually is here at the lighthouse. It's actually a smaller build compared to something like Spectacle Island or Abernathy Farm. Abernathy Farm, of course, being the tallest settlement that you can build in Fallout 4. It is 20 stories high. You can build way up into the electric lines up there, which I have done before. Super, super fun. Super fun building action. Now, of course, up here is a much better vantage, as you can see. Oops, something just got blown up. Much better vantage on all of these people over here. So we'll build a kill box up very, very high, which, of course, can fire down and wipe out all those baddies down there. And again, we're just kind of going back and forth along the edge. You're like, Kismet, you're going to run out of steel, bro. Well, that's okay. That's okay. There's a reason why they call me the Wasteland Tycoon. I make millions. I think maybe on the getting close to billions in playing this game. Oh, I forgot to show you my pictures. Oh, hey, what's up, Jared? Thanks for being here. Hold on, I forgot to show my pictures. Hold on, let's go back in there. I hunted these down especially for you guys. Hold on, let's go check them out. All right, while I was getting ready for TwitchCon, everybody, I hunted down the following pictures, and you should be dazzled because it was before anybody even knew what a trillion was. So, boom, right here. Now, this is one of my favorite games of all time called Taipan. Now, if you are a trading person and you like to trade, here it is right here. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pull this really, really big and kind of scoot you down a little bit here. Now, right down there, it actually has the date. It's kind of hard for you guys to see because this is a picture of a Polaroid that I took as a kid. Now, I'm 16 years old while playing on an Apple II. Right there. Hey, what's up, TTV Reckless? I said hello earlier, but I might have got booted. You might be coming back. So this is actually a thing called Taipan. Now, I stopped playing the game on the actual day that I was playing it. So I started in like 1800 or whatever it is that starts in this game. And I finished on January 15th, 1986. Now, check out this old school monitor, right? That's all the colors you got, bro. It's called a green screen monitor back in the day. That's it. You played it in black and white, basically. It was actually white and green. And so that's That's it. That's what you play. And what you would do is you would go with your ship and you would go back and forth between different islands. There's actually a board game for it as well. And you would, of course, trade different commodities like you can see right over here. I'll put it on the side. The different commodities, of course, opium, silk, arms in general. So you, of course, grab some arms. You go and you sell that. You make some more money. Buy for low, sell for high, basically. And you also got a warehouse that you can hold all of your stuff and whatnot in there. Now, you might notice in the bank that I have $2.5 trillion. That's right. $2.5 trillion I made in that game before anybody even knew what $1 trillion was back in the day. So I absolutely crushed it. Now, the funny thing is you only need 50,000 points to win the game, right? So let me go ahead and take that one out. And I've got my finish screen here as well that I took a picture of a long, long time ago right here. See if it's going to let me move it here. Get that. There we go. All right. So right here you can see that we have my net cash is $2.5 trillion. And that my ship size was 12,360 units. So that's how many units I could trade at once. So over 10,000. More than my warehouse. Which is typically what you use in that game. I still have this game for mobile, by the way. It is still available. So if you want to play a fun trading game, if you're a huge trader. Now, again, all I needed was 50,000 because it says 50,000 or over, which you can see in there. And my score is, I think it's 1.7 million. Yes, it's 7.9 million. 7.9 million, and all I needed was 50,000. I traded for 126 years and 2 months and made $2.5 trillion. And I said I was going to find that for you, so I did find it, and there you go. Proof that I did have it going on. And I have it like in a photo album from when I was a kid. So there you go, everybody. $2.5 trillion back in 1986 on the Apple II on an old school green monitor. All right, let's get back to it. I remember those old school Polaroids back in the day. I actually tell my kids about it, and they go, "What's that?" They don't know records. They don't know Polaroids. They don't know typewriters. They don't know all of that stuff. That's okay, you know. Each generation learns something new and, of course, progresses past all that older technology. Again, see, I'm just kind of doing the outside edge as I like to do, and then it gives me kind of a visual of what I can do and where I can do it. There we go. We did the same thing at Norhagen Beach. There we go. Now, that's about the maximum size I can build up here because of the shape of the actual settlement down here. And what we're going to do is we're going to build multiple levels. We're going to have one level, of course. And you can see we built this down just a little bit so that we can still put like lights and stuff like that up. And here's how you tell. You can go in to your lighting right here. Wind noises. I'm going to reduce that wind noise a little bit. And you grab some items and you go up as high as you can go and you see where it won't let you build anymore, right? Here you can actually build up fairly high up. Let's see if we can scroll. Look at that. See, this still lets me go all the way up there till about, I think it's right about there. There we go. Right about there is about as high as I can build. Which is good because I, of course, want to attach to the ceiling and then also have the access to the ceiling and whatnot. You can always tell when you're at maximum level because it'll kick you out of the workbench, or when you're outside the settlement, it'll kick you out of the workbench. So there we go. So that'll get that started. Now, is this what I'm going to build? No, it's just kind of a framework. Gives me a bit of an idea of what I want to build at location. I try to build every single vault differently. It may have some mechanics that I've used elsewhere, but there we go. Old worst processor. Yeah, I used to be the king of the word processor. That's how I became known as the teacher's teacher as well, by the way. As a child, I would do stuff on a word processor and print it out. And they're like, how'd you do this? Did you copy this out of a book? And I said, no, I did it on my computer. And they go, computer? What's that? Like today, everybody pretty much knows what a computer is. Back in those days, they had no idea. Zero idea. Nobody knew what they were. Nobody knew what they were. Nobody knew what a modem was. Nobody knew all that stuff. When I was a child. So I would become like the resident expert, and then of course that would go on to lead me through the rest of my life. People come to me and say, hey, what is this computer stuff and how do I make it work? Which I wasn't worried about, because I was going to be a graphic designer and go on and do architecture and all that fun stuff, and yet I did. And you know what else I wanted to go on and do, at least within the last 5 years? That is doing what I'm doing right now, streaming. This is what I do for a living. So if you enjoy the stream, feel free to hit that follow button right up there at the top. There we go. Thought they were cool then. Yeah, they were awesome then. You got to think that before that, you had to write everything out, right? You had to write everything out by hand, and it was really tedious because, you know, you had to do a 15-page report for school, and you'd be writing it out. I find the redundancy of writing. I love the, like, calligraphy writing, which is the beauty of writing. I write terrible because I'm actually left-handed. Of course, this is right to you guys because I'm reversed. But I'm actually left-handed, right? I can write with my left hand. But I was forced to be right-handed by the school system. Also, I can write with my right hand as well. But I write equally bad with both hands because I'm not right-handed. I'm actually ambidextrous. I can do stuff like this, go in different directions. Go ahead and try that at home. Go take your fingers and go one inside with one and out with the other, and see if you can do it. I can do it. It's easy. It's easy. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. You give it a try. When you're ambidextrous, you can actually do two things separately from each other, which is pretty great. Pretty great, especially when you're a gamer. All right, so we ran out of power, or ran out of steel, and we're going to go ahead and buy some more. Of course, I like to pop to my peeps at Diamond City. It's usually one of the best places to grab some steel because they do have two vendors that are stacked in the same location, so you can go and grab the steel, then forward time, and then get the second one. Now I'm gonna try to run and see if I get Percy right at the beginning here. So let's see. Run for it before he goes in there. Too late. Too late. He already went in there. So sometimes you can run and you can catch the robot before he goes in there, and then talk to Myrna after that. All right, we'll talk to Myrna.
I've got a few minutes to run.
All right, and of course, we could go and we could buy out all of that, but I'm just going to get the steel just to make this go fast. Ooh, she got 4 shipments of steel there, too. Boom. All right, I'm just going to use my caps, run into my little house here. Now, also, you can just sit on the, if you don't have this little home plate, you just sit by the noodles guy there and just forward time by the noodles guy as well. That also works. So there we go. Then we go ahead and get in the bed here. 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. Or 8 o'clock at night, in this case. There we go. Now, normally what I do is I forward time just to pull out the vendors and whatnot as well. But yeah, I don't like doing redundant. Like, I don't like to fill out a form again and again and again. I don't like to write out my name every time and all that. Actually, you know those free things that sometimes you get in the mail where they send you labels with your name and address and all that stuff on it? I would keep those, and whenever I go to the doctor's office or whatever, I would just literally put those things on there. I hate writing that stuff out. It's so redundant, and it just sucks up my time. I hate filling out those forms and doing all that stuff. I mean, come on, what is this, the 70s? Man, even in the 70s, you had stuff you could do. Oh, look out. There you go. There you go. Hello, TTV Reckless. What's up? Let's see. Now I can run Fallout 76, but I just wish they would release the PC requirements. Yeah, I seriously doubt they even know. I seriously doubt that they even know the requirements at this point. Percy!
We're so delighted you've chosen us.
Yeah, I'm delighted too.
Let's
Now
see
give
what
me
you have.
that loot, and I don't want to yap all day long. Let's go. I don't want to yappy yap too much. Let's go. We got to get that steel. We got to get back. Oh, he's got 4 shipments too. I don't think I have enough cash. I do not have enough cash. Look at this. Kismet without cash. But that's okay, everybody. You actually do have cash all the time, and you just don't know it. You have literally thousands of caps on you all the time. And you probably have 50, 60, 70,000 caps, and you're walking around, and you're like, there we go. Yeah, you don't want to say that stuff in chat, TTV Reckless. You've got to be a certain age to be watching Twitch, bro. So watch out for that. Watch out for that. Make sure to follow all rules and requirements of Twitch as well. So, yes, we're going to go ahead and go in and transfer some of the stuff right here that we don't really need, which is, of course, our ammo. Now, I've got 3,000 ammo of 38 ammo that I'm not going to use, so I actually do have cash that I can use right there. So instead of actually using my cash money, I can trade for ammo. And, of course, you know, you can look and see, look, 3,000, 1,000, 4,000, 2,000. I mean, that's a lot of cash just sitting right there that you can use. And most of the time, you ain't going to use that in your playthrough anyway. At least I don't use it. So I'm going to go ahead and just, what the heck, I'm just going to do it all. Bam. Like that. Get rid of it. Don't need it. I got my cash and I got the steel. Now we can go back to building. Go back to building way over here at the lighthouse. Boom. Let's do it. Let's do it. Now, again, we're trying to build, there you go. Because such is the requirements for Twitch. So if you signed into Twitch, you have to be a certain age. I would definitely review those if you didn't bother to review those when you made a Twitch account. There we go. Let's see. Kismet, have you done the murder mystery at Cliff's Edge Hotel, the Far Harbor DLC of Fallout 4? I did that quest last night and with Sunfire. Yes, Kurtos, we did do that. I actually, not only, again, they call me the Wasteland Tycoon, not only have I already taken over the Commonwealth, but I've already taken over Far Harbor, which now belongs to the Wasteland Tycoon. I've also taken over Nuka World. It now belongs to me. And, of course, all my overseers that I have hired to take care of that for me as well, and all of that. There you go. Yeah, Twitch terms of service. I wouldn't call them dumb. I wouldn't call them dumb. I would definitely review those. Those rules are, they're, you know, the thing about life, and I tell this to my kids all the time, and you know, and to people all the time, those rules are there for a reason. They're there for your protection too, not just for the protection of the company, but they are there for inappropriate content, and of course, so Twitch doesn't get sued and whatnot. And you know, rules are there for a reason, just so you know. I mean, some rules are to be broken, like if you're a graphic designer and it tells you you can't do a certain type of colors and whatnot, or whatever with other colors, those kind of rules can be broken. Laws and rules of services like Google and, you know, banks and a place like Twitch or YouTube or whatever, if you're breaking those rules are there for a reason, and if you break them, you made an agreement when you signed up for your account. And in there, it says, I agree to these rules. And if you agree to something, you should follow through on what you agree on. I try to in everything I do. And if you make a mistake and you do break the rules, by the way, a little life lesson for you. Just say, you know what? My bad. My bad. I made the mistake. I will take care of it. That's it. You don't need to make some big excuse and say, oh, well, this is the reason and this is why I did that and this is because of this thing and the other thing. Oh, my gosh. Wouldn't life be more amazing if everybody just, you know, said, you know what? My mistake. And just went on with your life. I mean, just go on with your life. Otherwise, you just got to make a lie that covers another lie that covers another lie. I can't stand it when I'm talking to people and I just know they're just feeding me just one lie and they're trying to cover that lie with another lie, and it's just a never-ending cycle. So I don't bother with that. I don't bother with all of that. I just do my thing. And of course, hey, it's your life. They're your life choices. They're all on you, but that's my suggestion anyway. So watch out, by the way, also that you're all followed. Speaking of rules, make sure that you're watching my chat rules. If you do become disrespectful in my chat, my mods will time you out. And then if you get too far, they will ban you from my channel, which sucks because I'm going to be giving away tons of loot at TwitchCon. I mean, cash money. I'll also be giving out Fallout 76. I'll be giving away a ton of epic stuff, t-shirts and Kismet loot drops and all sorts of fun stuff. So please don't get yourself banned. But of course, again, they're your life choices. Your life choices to make. I say make them good ones. Make them good ones. All right, let's keep on building, everybody. Let's keep on rocking it. Game Killer coming in with the host. Thank you so much. See you, Hitman, as well. Manny coming in. Appreciate all that host love. All right, so I'm going to kind of build out a little bit of this part here and try to build out around this. Of course, whenever I go to build, that's when a big old storm drops. We're not doing anything too exciting right now. Just kind of building out around the edge here as kind of close as we can. Now, this one right here is going to obstruct their ability to walk around there, which I don't like. So we're going to get rid of that. Notice they can also walk up here. And if we do this just right, we could get this where they could walk up and then get up here. But eventually, actually, what I want them to do is actually walk this way, come out, and walk up this ladder, which will get them up to this level. And the way you know is you put like a chair or something down up here and see if they end up coming up here as well. So we'll see that later on. But right now we need to figure out, okay, what are we doing on this level and what are we doing on the level before? And like I mentioned, that we are going to do, of course, the kill box down here, of course, to protect the whole entire area. Now, again, if you don't like the current situation of it throwing rads on you, you can put a bed down or just a chair. I'm filling another bench today. Let's go ahead and throw a bench in there. And again, if you don't like the weather, it's like Tennessee, just wait a few times. Just wait a little bit. There we go. There we go. So we're just going to go in. Oh, I'm going to hit T. Oh, not letting me forward time. Try it again. There we go. I find if you just forward time by about 3 hours, you see it already, that the weather will change, and then you guys don't have to watch me build. See, I'm telling you, look, I put the chair down, that dude just like appeared. So they can get up to where I'm at, obviously up the stairwell. And then if I put it out here up on the top, they would eventually be up there. There we go. That's a much better day to build without all of that. Now, the one thing that kind of annoys me about this particular level, of course, is that wind noise. Is that constant wind noise that when you're doing whatever you're doing up here, it will be in your ear. So we need to think about, all right, where do they attack from? Well, they spawn right over there, which you see, like nearly every single time I come here, something will be spawned there or something will be spawned over there, and they'll be battling it out. So I do like to have a kill box up fairly high at this particular location. You can see we got our provisioner coming in and out of there. Let's look over on this side. Of course, that spot over there will respawn eventually, so it'd be great to have a kill box on that side. They typically also walk up from this side, and they also do rarely, but occasionally, do appear from the back edge of your settlement and try to come up this here, that part there. Now, of course, these guys are going to be way up in the tower, so they're going to be in their gilded tower, and they'll be just fine way up here. But we want to have some defenses in place, kind of on those three sides. So we'll put one on the far side over there. We'll put a kill box on this side over here, and I think we'll do a hanging kill box. My new favorite is the hanging kill box, which can fire in 360 degrees. It is up really high, and of course has a great kind of good angle up above to wipe them out. Now, if you do get up too high, by the way, if you are like at Abernathy Farm where you're 20 stories up, you can your turrets can actually be too far and cannot fire down and actually hit stuff down below. I find about 5 levels up is about where you want to be, 5 or 6 levels maximum, because then your turrets can only fire straight down and they can't fire way out along there. Typically, I do 2 levels. My kind of standard Kismet kill box would be 2 levels high, and then, of course, have a good 360 view of anything that it needs to wipe out. So, of course, we'll be building that right over there as well, right up against that edge of that settlement. Kind of like what we've already got down there. We'll work on that. So this one's going to be a 2-level. We're going to do the top level here, of course, which will be their lounge, which will be where their food is, all that kind of stuff. And we've already got kind of the shape of it, of what we want to do. I'm kind of feeling a bit of rounded, maybe a bit of rounded stuff. We'll build another kind of greenhouse for our stuff here. And I kind of feel like the greenhouse should probably be in the back. So let's go ahead and think about starting with that. We'll have a bunch of walkways for them to walk along. I do love doing like just simple walkways because it looks like it's all tied together. And of course, we'll come back later. We'll add supports and all that stuff at the end because that stuff takes a while to get done. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go, in the chat, there we go. There you go, there you go. What do you mean by backseat gaming? Kismet, go over there. Kismet, where's the power armor? Kismet, go over here. Kismet, do that. Lift that thing. Put that piece down. Do that thing. Right, that's backseat gaming. That's backseat gaming. Now, spoilers can be stuff like, hey, Kismet, the power armor's right there around the corner. Hey, Kismet, if you do this, then this happens in the storyline, right? Like if you get Nick Valentine, then Nick Valentine's going to do this and this and this, and then you're going to get this. You're going to get this gun. You're going to get this thing. That's a bit about what spoilers are. And then backseat gaming is when you're telling the streamer what to do. That's always a bad position unless they actually ask you. Unless they ask you, say, hey, you know what? Give your suggestions. I did. Like later when I'm playing Assassin's Creed, I don't mind on that when we're learning to play. If you guys say, hey, Kismet, if you do this, then you'll be able to do this function or assassinate him by being really stealthy. That kind of stuff is fine. But normally, if I ask no feedback or no backseat gaming or whatnot, then of course, you should always, if you're in somebody else's part of the neck of the woods, you should, of course, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, which, of course, respect their space. Because this is my stream. This is not somebody else's stream. This is my stream. I can set the rules. I can set what I want, what kind of people I want in the chat, what kind of way that we can do it, that kind of stuff. Now, again, every rule has a purpose. So you're going to see a bunch of rules down there, like don't talk about politics, religion, and also sports. Now, why are those rules there? Well, because people will come in the chat just for the reason to start stuff. They'll just start stuff. That's it. Like if somebody will come in and they say, you know what, I love this sports team, right? Well, somebody will come in inevitably and say, well, that sports team sucks and it sucks and you suck and everybody sucks and suck, right? That's what they'll do because they just want to be combative. They want to argue their point of view, which usually nobody cares. Nobody cares about your point of view unless you care about them. Unless you care about their point of view, they don't care about your point of view. And even then, even when you care about their point of view, sometimes they don't care about your point of view either. Because they just want to say their thing, and they're really adamant about what they love, which is great. I don't mind about that. But we've had problems with people get in that circular problem, right? So they start talking politics, which is just circular. One person's going to say their thing, other person's going to say their thing. Neither of them is listening to each other anyway, and it just goes in a circle. Same thing with religion, and the same thing with sports. Now, I'm a big sports fan. I do love baseball is my favorite sport, but I do watch football from time to time. I am not the kind of sports fan where I have sports parties and I watch every single game. I don't do that. I don't do that. I don't memorize all the sports scores. I'm not like a sports encyclopedia, which is a very impressive skill, by the way. But I'm not that into it. I'm into stuff. I like stuff, but I'm not that into it, right? It's like, Star Wars and Star Trek and Lord of the Rings. I like that stuff, but I'm not going to tell you who the fifth person back was on episode 427, right? I'm not going to know that. I'm not going to know it. I don't like it that much. I don't have that much time, but I do like it to the degree I like whatever that genre is or whatever it is. Again, and I can like whatever I like, right? And so can you. You can like whatever you like. Just watch those chat rules. Watch those chat rules. And if your intention is to come in and break those chat rules, remember that my mods are watching you right now. They are watching you right now. They're sitting right there, and they will ban you because they are doing what I've asked them to do, which is when people break those rules, you're out of there. And it's not my loss. It's not my loss. It's your loss because I give away a lot of awesome stuff here in the stream. I love to do that. I love to add a bit of positivity to people's day as well. And that's why people watch my channel. They watch me. They're here to watch me play Fallout. They're here to watch me build and to give them a little inspiration their day. Maybe they had a tough day today. They're like at work or whatever, and people are just driving them crazy. Whatever, and they just want to relax. They want to chill out. They want to have a nice, safe place where they can come in, say, hey, Kismet, what's up? What you building? What are you going to do today? That kind of stuff. And just, shoot the breeze a little bit in the chat. So again, remember, rules are there for a reason. And they are there for the people who can't manage themselves on themselves. If you can't manage yourself in a respectful way to other people, the rules are for you. They're not for the rest of us who can manage ourselves, who are respectful to other people, who are not combative, who are not trying to enforce their opinion on other people, right? There's nothing wrong with having your own opinion and being your own person and that kind of stuff. But when you try to force it on other people who really don't care, anyway, so you're wasting your time, really, in the end. But when you try to force it on other people, that's not cool. That's not cool, but of course, again, they're your life choices. Go for it. Go for it and see how it works out. You can learn the easy way, I can tell you, and you learn the easy way, or you can learn the hard way. It is your life's journey to learn to figure that stuff out. And see, the problem is when you're young, you think you know everything, which I did when I was young. Thought I knew everything. Got to that arrogant, self-absorbed, all about myself part of my life, and then I realized that I don't know jack squat. I'm 50 years old, almost. I'm 48 years old. I don't care who knows it. You can find it out. It's right there below the stream. The one thing I've learned is that I don't know diddly squat. I know a lot about some things, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that I don't know about and probably will never know because I just don't have enough time in my life. And I like to learn lessons from other people. That's one of the big things that I eventually learned is I like to learn hard lessons that are difficult because there's two ways to learn. You can learn from other people's mistakes or you can learn from your own. And if you learn from your own, those are always the most difficult, painful way to learn anything. And of course, as humans, we're inherently flawed by the fact that we have to relearn everything that our parents learned and their parents learned, and so on and so forth. We have to relearn it. We have to relearn how to walk. We have to relearn how to use the bathroom and clothe ourselves and feed ourselves and all of that stuff. Every human had to do that. And every human makes mistakes. There's nobody who never makes a mistake in their life, and they'll try to convince you of that, but that's not the way it is. There are no perfect people. If you wonder why computers don't work perfectly or games have bugs and crashes and that kind of stuff, because people are inherently flawed. They're inherently imperfect. And that's what makes people fantastic, I think, is their perfect imperfections. That makes them uniquely themselves. Because we could all be robots and be exactly the same and would be incredibly boring. Incredibly boring. And I don't try to be anybody else other than me. I don't need to be anybody else. I like who I am. And if you like who you are, more power to you, because very few people do in the world. Very few people like who they are. And it's taken me a long time to like who I am. So, I'm not here to tell everybody else to who they are. You got to discover that for yourself. But I might give you a few tips along the way, and it's your option to accept it or do your own thing, right? Or maybe do a little bit of both. I suggest the last one. Do a little bit of both. There we go. I like Star Wars, but I'm not emotionally invested in it. Yeah, and hey, man, I don't mind people, who loves to do this kind of stuff as well. Who love to do what they love to do. They love to dress up and all of that stuff, and Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever. You know what? Don't let nobody put you down. If you're at some, you're dressed as, whatever, an officer in Star Trek or whatever, and people are putting you down and, you're a geek or whatever, screw them. You know what? You like whatever you like. You go out, do whatever you want to do, and just ignore those people because you know what? They don't care about you. And you should never take advice from people who don't actually care about you. If somebody gives you some bad advice, like, hey, you shouldn't like that music, or you should, stop being a geek or whatever, forget those people. Those people are a waste of your time in your life because they are they just dislike themselves usually, and they want to put other people down to make themselves feel better. And I can tell you, that does not work. That's a dead end. You actually make yourself feel worse, and it actually stains your soul, too, by the way, long term. Watch out, people. Watch out when you treat other people poorly like that. I think there's only going to be one question in the afterlife. If there is an afterlife, we'll find out eventually. I've been there very, very close a few times. But there'll be one question is, how did you treat people? How did you treat people in your life, right? How did you treat people? And if you don't have a good answer, because they're already going to know the answer, by the way. They already know the answer to that question. So you're screwed. You're screwed if you've spent your whole life treating people horribly. But again, your life, your choices. Go for it. The rules in this chat is one of the reasons I am a supporter of the streams, says Dread. Everyone respects each other. Exactly. Everyone treats each other with respect in here or you're out of there. There you go. There you go. Hey, Demon. Always great to see a legendary supporter in the chat. Still waiting on that. Still waiting on that. So every time I see you, Demon, I feel real bad. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry about that. It has literally taken me 10 months to get that new shirt done. But there's light at the end of the tunnel. Light at the end of the tunnel for that. I will send you that legendary stuff, as well as a whole bunch of epic stuff from TwitchCon as well. So you're really making out. You're really making out. You get all the latest killer stuff. But again, I appreciate your patience on that because I don't want to shortchange you, because if I send it out before TwitchCon, then you wouldn't get all the epic TwitchCon stuff as well as the new shirt I'm working on, and I wish I could have it for you right now, but it's just that stuff takes a really long time. I don't know what it is. It takes an exorbitant amount of time to get anything done in the world. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to get an electrician to put an outside outlet on my house. And believe me, I called 10 electricians. 0 of them called me back. 0. I don't know what it is about people today that don't want to work, or they don't have good follow-up, or I don't know what it is about people who, you got to have good follow-up in business. You got to have good follow-up. That is your reputation on the line. And having a good reputation as a business is how you get more business, especially because you do something great for this person, that person tells the other person and whatnot, and then you get thousands and thousands of dollars worth of great advertising from a good client, right? A bad client, of course, is going to be the opposite. So you might get 1 or 2 new clients from a good one, but you're going to not get 10 clients from a bad one, right? Or 50 or 100, depending on, what level they are in your business. So watch out for that. There we go. There we go. There you go. Embrace it. Embrace who you are in life. That's right. That's the way to do it. And I shall remain patient as always. No rush. Well, thank you, Demon. Dude, I'm going to hook you up big time. There you go. There you go. Kismet, are you going to get the Xbox in 6 days? Yes, Xbox in 6 days. Fallout 76. Fallout 76 Special Xbox Edition, Early Release Edition. So I will get that Xbox. Of course, I'll unbox it here on the stream. I got to figure out my unboxing. I don't know how I'm going to do that because I have very limited amount of space here in my office. So I will figure a way of making that work. When I'm figuring out the Xbox, I'll maybe get a second camera and aim it down on my keyboard or whatever, and then we'll open it up. And I'll show you that cool Xbox, and then, of course, we'll set it up and all that stuff. Or maybe I'll just video it. I think that's what I'll do. I'll video me opening it, and then I'll just play the video for you guys, because otherwise it's just too difficult. I don't have like a separate area where I can just say, okay, everybody, I'm going to unbox now. So I'll probably unbox it, just show you the video, and then probably put it up on my YouTube channel as well, so you guys can check it out. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Catch up on chat here. There we go. Dread says, I'm a proud nerd. Yeah, like what you like, There you go. There you go. Like what you like. And don't let nobody put you down about it. And if they do, you know what? Just ignore them. Ignore them. It took me a long time because I used to worry about all of that stuff when I was young. All I cared about was money. All I cared about was myself. I was so self-absorbed. All I wanted to do was work. And I did a lot of it. I did like 30 years worth of work in my 20s. And that's all I ever cared about. I didn't care about other people. Didn't care about other things. I didn't, I had friends and whatnot who I cared about to a certain degree, but not to the degree that I care about people today. Of course, a great woman will, or a great guy, I don't judge, whatever you're into, will help you with your self-absorbedness. You'll care about something other than yourself, hopefully more than yourself, which I do about my wife and my kids. And then it snaps you out of that. It snaps you out of that just thinking about yourself all the time, which does help a lot. Well, at least it should snap you out of that. If it doesn't, well, then there you go. All right, I'm supposed to be measuring here. Measuring. All right, we got 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 wide. And, of course, you saw that I took out the outside edge, so I have a little bit of an inset. So when I'm looking over the edge, I can see the edge of the settlement. I always like to do that so that if, if you need to shoot or whatever from up there, or if you want to jump down and land on the edge of your settlement, you can. All right, so we're going to start with this. I'm feeling to try to transition here a bit from the Atrium kit to the warehouse kit. But we're going to go ahead and start. Oh, let's just start with the warehouse here. We did kind of build one like this last time, but we're going to build a much kind of bigger one here and along like this. I kind of feel like doing an L-shaped one. Try to push yourself as when you're building. And of course, Fallout 76 is going to have very similar building system to Fallout 4. If you haven't played Fallout 4 in a while, I suggest cracking it out and give it another playthrough while you can for the next couple weeks until it comes out. And then kind of get yourself back in the mode of building, back in the mode of using modding your guns and whatnot, as well as the kind of general playthrough. And of course, you can see here I'm storing the atrium floors in there and replacing them here, kind of like a little L-shaped location, which kind of is fun. I like to do uniquely shaped stuff instead of doing the same thing. Now, when I'm mega building, I also take into account the direction of the boards, right? Because it does add an aesthetic when you have them all going in the same direction. Now, normally when I'm just basic building, I don't worry about it. I will just leave them in whatever direction I feel. Now, also, you can kind of make those in one direction and these in one direction to give yourself a different feel as well. Kind of like if you do tile and whatnot, you can do that as well. There we go. There you go. When is the beta released again? It is on the 23rd of this month. So just a couple weeks, it will be out. In 6 days, I get my Xbox. And then in 23rd, it will be for Xbox beta, which I'm sure they have some sort of exclusive deal with Microsoft that allows them to do the beta first. And then, of course, then for PC and for PS4 will be on the 30th. And then, of course, they'll be testing it. And they'll be testing it, of course, all the way up to release on November 14th. Which I should hopefully have my collector's edition, or maybe I'll get it early. We'll find out. You never know. If I do get it early, then I will unbox it and show you guys live here on stream as well. Or probably record that and then play that back live here on stream so you guys can do it as well. So as you can see here, I've just kind of used some floors and I've connected it to the vault-tec kit. Now we're building a combination of vaults and other stuff. Now when I'm doing this kind of stuff, I do like to try it out, see if I like it, and if I don't like it, then I will take it out. And I'm already kind of feeling that I want to kind of go back to an atrium floor for this. But let's go in and let's go ahead and build. Now, I love to do this, right, where you have the kind of floor-to-ceiling windows. I love that in real life as well as in game. We have this beautiful, massive window that you can, of course, see the wasteland with. But I'm kind of feeling like we've already done that, and we need to try something else. Let's go ahead and try something fun here where we just kind of go in and fool around with different pieces. Now, of course, we got this one. I don't like it when the pieces are not see-through. I'm trying to create a see-through area. So I'm kind of feeling like what we should do is do a combination of multiple stuff here. Maybe we should check our mods here. Let's go check our homemaker kit. Now, I've also got some mods installed that we've been trying to check out here at the homemaker kit. And we've got different structures we can do here. Brick buildings, brick walls. Sometimes it takes a little bit for it to load. Decoration, diners, electronics, floor coverings. There we go. Like, we could go in and we could put a car in here if we wanted to, which is super cool. Super cool. Now, of course, you want to see all the mods that I have running. My mods will put those mod lists in the chat. So let's get in here. Let's look for structures. We've got some greenhouses stuff here, which is kind of what we got. But look at how much nicer this is because the actual greenhouse itself does not have broken windows. I hate it when it has broken windows. I like it to be pristine like it was. There we go. So we got a nice angled window there. We got a really high window there as well. Again, see when I kind of do this where I'm kind of leaning left and right, that's my creativity kicking in. And I'm thinking, okay, which way do I want that to go? Do I want to go this way? Do I want it to go up that way? Or do I want it to go the opposite direction and go up the other way? Oh, kind of a lower edge there. Or do I want to go the other way like that? All right, so do I want to go up, kind of coming to a top like this? Or maybe I want to go out to do something different, right? To do something different, again, try to push yourself to do different stuff. So maybe I want to go up on the side and then have a kind of a stylistic feel to it where it comes in the middle and then up on the side as well. And I like to try different stuff. So we're going to go ahead and try that and we'll see how that goes. And then we'll try something over here. And then I wonder if we can go ahead and use that smaller one to kind of create something like this. Now, you can also back yourself into a corner, by the way, by doing this kind of stuff. Where you don't have the pieces to make it all work right. So we're going to go out of there. We're just going to put a few of those down, and we're going to go ahead and test some stuff here. Where am I at here? My thing is loading very, very slow today. Let's go. There we go. Let's go into the warehouse kit here. And walls. And there we go. So what I want to do is look at something like this to see if I can snap that to this. All right, doesn't look like it's snapping there. And again, we'll just go ahead and fool around with some stuff here. See if it lets me snap there. So yeah, that's it's not letting those walls snap. Not letting this snap. So again, I could work myself into a corner where I'd have to leave this kind of edge open and it won't snap to that. Doesn't seem to be wanting to snap into that. Now, it could also be above the build limit. That's not letting me snap that up there, but I doubt it. I think this is just the fact that it's one of those other pieces and that it doesn't snap to that, like so. Yeah. All right. So again, I don't want to paint myself into a corner here where I can't continue on. Now, I'm sure there is a way, if you wanted it bad enough, to work forward and backwards and forwards and backwards until you get that going on. But we're going to just keep on keeping on here. Again, we're trying out some stuff here in different mods. Man, I wish this would load. I wish this would load. That would make it a lot easier. There we go. Okay. And I'm kind of feeling these edges here a little bit. I don't know. It's not really what I really want to do, but let's look at that. Let's look at just a straight wall with glass. There we go. Something more like that. A straight wall with glass there. And then we want to think about how we're going to do our ceilings. So we're going to need angled ceilings. Yeah, it's just giving us walls there without any ceilings. Let's go back to our other kit. Let's go see if we can do see if we can go ahead and do, man, that's really throwing me off today. Some roofs. Look at how slow that is. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what that deal is with that. So again, can these pieces work with these other pieces, or do I just gotta magically figure a way of making that work? Let's see. What other piece do we got? Kind of an angled piece. Snap it here. No, it doesn't snap to there either. Again, I might be above the level in which I can snap that. Here's how you tell. You take this out, and then you go ahead and put a smaller one in. Where's walls? You put that smaller window in. Let's see. This is where else? Yep. Find that window. There we go. Put the smaller one in, then we'll go in and we'll work on the roof, and we'll try to snap it in there. Okay, it does snap there. Then we'll go back and we'll try it. Instead of, now that was 1 high. Now we're going to go ahead and try 2 high and see if we can snap it in there. Like so. And you can't. See? That tells me that that this is not working right, but this does. So I have a bit of a snapping problem. So if I use that piece, then I'm going to have a bit of an issue to make that work. Though, I can always work around it. Because once I put this piece down, then I can just work around it and snap that piece to that piece, right? So there's always a good workaround for everything that you do if you find the proper steps. To do it. Dread, going into lurky lurk mode. Enjoy your lurky lurks. There we go. Enjoy that lurking action. Now, if you do have a comment or question for me, my name is Kismet. I love interacting here on the stream. Feel free to use my name, Kiz or Kismet, in the chat, and we'll talk about it. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting super hyped for Fallout 76. I can't wait. Oh, man. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be epic. It is going to be the epic sauce. Let's see. Maybe a little bit of about angled in this direction. No, because it doesn't have a cross beam there. By the way, if you're wondering if stuff connects to each other in this particular kit, you always want to be watching the cross beams, how the beams are. Like if you have a thick beam, then that's a connection beam. If it's a thin beam, it may not be a connection as well. Great example is this one, right? You can see that you got the thick beams on the side, right? Like 2x4s or 4x4s connected on the side of it. But on the end here, there's nothing really to connect it there. So if you're going to connect something, it's got to like be at that particular angle to connect up there. So yeah, it does look like we're going to have an issue with those pieces and getting those pieces connected. So we're going to want to go ahead and look for something at an angle like this. And then we've got to figure a way of making this line up to this. But then, of course, this one's going up like this. And then you have another one trying to go up like this. It's going to be awkward. It's going to be super awkward to make those work together. There we go. Ides of March in the chat. What's up? What's up? Thanks for being here, bro. Obviously great. Hey, Chewie, what's your favorite Star Wars character? I know, huh? That's a tough one to guess. We're still trying to figure it out ourselves. Which one is Chewie's favorite Star Wars character? There you go. There you go. Let's see. Yeah, see, when you're building something and you're not feeling it, take it down. Take it down. I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling it. I feel like we should try something else. Because we've already kind of done... I mean, I could go ahead and make a warehouse like I did in other locations, but we've already kind of done that. We're trying to push ourselves here. We're trying to do something, and those two kits are not going to work well together. So I'm going to try something else. Let's see what else we got in here. We got some brick buildings, walls, bunkers. We got a diner. That's interesting. Does that snap? It does snap. Look at that. All right. Let's take that out of there. Go ahead and try a diner. All right, let's experiment around with some of these mods. Oh, it does snap. Wow, good job on that diner snapping there. Take that out. And again, I'm in my power armor just in case I do fall. I feel like that should go something like that. There we go. That'll be more good on the other side. Let's see what else we got. We got ourselves a rounded corner. Snapping weird. Then we also got this kind of corner. There we go. Now, one of the drawbacks of being up real high, of course, you can see the underpinnings of these pieces. So watch out when you're using mods that the underside of these pieces are going to be real awkward. And you're going to want to cover them up eventually. I'm just trying to learn how to use this kit. So you got a round one there. Round one, that's going to go that way. Does it snap sideways? It does. Okay. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Nice. So we've got some windows there. I hate broken windows. I want a nice straight window. So there's a doorway there. One with wall. Dinner wall. Dinner wall. We've got some mid pieces there. We've got door and a corner. See, I want to make everything pristine back the way it was pre-war, but they don't give you much option for that in the current game. Though, you never know. In 76, they might give us better of an option for that. All right. So we're going to make a diner be where our food is being produced. Now, again, I have overridden the building limit to make this possible. So just a heads up on that. There we go. I'm liking that. I'm liking it. I think this one could be out one more. So let's go ahead and extend this one more out. This feels like a counter. Like that would be like a counter inside there. Something like that. And then, of course, we'll extend this out. I love doing windows. I'm a big fan of these kind of windows. Not a big fan of Windows Updater, but you guys already know that if you've been watching my stream at all. Darn Windows Updater, quit changing my sound settings every time. Kid, gonna go on a crazy rant up in here. All right, and then we'll go ahead and just something simple to get started with there. Let's take this out temporarily. And then again, let's see how many of these. 154. We can do a lot of them. All right, so it's like a big restaurant in the sky. Again, if you'd like to know all the mods that I'm currently using, feel free to check them out. I have a whole list of the various mods. This one's kind of awkward, too. Reminds me very much of the other vault-tec kits. Very, very awkward to get it snap. And again, if you guys want to see, let's put that Fallout link back in the chat again. If you're just coming into my stream, we did find a new updated info on Fallout 76 from Bethesda about what's different and what's new in Fallout 76. And again, we'll be talking about it tonight. If you guys have any questions or you want to chat a bit Fallout 76, I'd be happy to do that. But basically, it's an overview of what's new in Fallout 76 versus previous versions of Fallout. And I think it does a real good job of explaining the mechanics and what makes it uniquely different Remember, it's not Fallout 5, it's Fallout 76. Don't try to make it don't try to make Fallout 76 Fallout 5 in your head, and I think you'll be way better off. Whoa, wait a minute. I'm making this a little bit too big. I just realized it went way down there. All right, hold on. And I could just keep building all day long. We're going to try to shrink this down a little bit. Shrink this down so we just have it at the edge. And what I'm going to do is try to mix and match some of this stuff. I'm looking for the corner. Mix and match some of this stuff as well. There we go. Now we got our corner. And I feel like a doorway right over here. I feel like a doorway. Let's see, when you come up, you're going to end up right there. And the walkway is going to be just about here. So we'll put the doorway right about there, probably. All right, and we're going to go ahead and keep putting our windows in. Like so. Blocking. Blocking. Now, again, this is why you're in your power armor. So if you do fall, you won't die. Hopefully. Like so. Again, you notice I work on the outside edges of everything first, because it really does help a lot to get that squared away. It's a little like a sky diner action going on. There we go. I'm using my scroll wheel, by the way, so that I can scroll wheel those pieces into place. So I could also build these from the inside. I find it's actually a little bit easier to build from the outside of a building than the inside. Now let's see if we have an inside corner piece, which I don't remember seeing. Yeah, it would have to be an inside corner, something like that. Yeah, it does. This is the inside. There we go. That would be the inside there as well. Okay, there we go. We got it going on. And then in more walls. So yeah, so if you want to talk Fallout 76, let me know in the chat. There we go. Wu-Tang coming in. Kismet, what are your feelings about the new Fallout? Well, I can sum it up pretty easily. I'm buying the collector's Fallout 76 Xbox Edition. I have not had a console since the Sega Genesis back in the day. Back in the day. So that tells you how hardcore Fallout 76 I'm into it. As well as I've bought the collector's edition of Fallout 76. But what do I think about the mechanics of Fallout 76? I think it's everything that I have wanted since I have started playing Fallout 4. And that is the ability for us all to play together. So we can play together. We could all be doing mega builds together. And they did say they were going to have co-op building where everybody can build together as well, which is super cool. I like that. Now, of course, what size of builds can you do? What buildings you can build? Being able to share resources and whatnot in there. All of those really fine details. I can't wait to find out. But if you don't think of it as Fallout 5 and you think of it as its own separate thing, much like Fallout Shelter, right? Right, people are up in arms. Well, Fallout Shelter is not Fallout 4. What about? No, nobody got upset about that because it was a separate game. You want to think of it as a separate game, and it won't be so bad. Now, of course, other people are like, Kismet, there's no offline mode and all of that stuff. Well, I feel you for that because some people, they don't have great internet connections or whatever it is. But they did say eventually they're going to have private servers, but of course they'll be their private servers, so you'll still be online. So I don't know how they're going to solve that problem as well. So we'll see how it works out. But I like the idea of private servers, at least, so that if you don't want to deal with the general public, which most people don't, because, people are going to be trolly and, the server's going to have trouble at the beginning and all of that. It's just expect to be a train wreck like every other online game ever, almost. That just is terrible at launch. It's just terrible at launch. There's just millions of people trying to play that game. By the way, that happened with Fallout Shelters too, by the way. Fallout Shelter, when people went to download, because they didn't think it was going to be as big as it did. I just watched a great Fallout Shelter thing from NoClip, by the way. Strongly recommend that video. That they actually crashed the Apple servers. Now, I don't know about you, but I would imagine it would be incredibly hard to crash the Apple servers. As someone who worked for Apple, I can tell you that is a difficult thing to do. And if you do that with your launch of your game, you're doing well. I mean, you don't intentionally want to do that. But if your game is so incredibly popular that they can't even keep up with it on their end, because they have a huge infrastructure. They have absolutely massive infrastructure that they are running for their app store and whatnot. So I consider that a huge thing. Now, over 100 million people downloaded it and were playing Fallout Shelter. I know I was one of the very, very first people to stream it live here on Twitch. I actually got Fallout Shelter added to the thing, or I'm sure other people put it in as well. Same thing with Star Citizen, by the way. I did request for Twitch to add the category for that particular thing. So you're welcome, Bethesda. You're welcome, Bethesda, and of course a whole bunch of other people I'm sure did the same thing because they wanted to play it live here on stream. The funny thing is, not too many people play it live on stream anymore, but I love to play it. It's incredibly fun, and I do sometimes play up to 9 vaults simultaneously here on the stream. I'm trying to remember where this thing is. Over here, Homemaker, that's right. Diners, there we go. And now what we need to do is get those inner pieces right here. What's the difference? Mid piece. What's the difference between this one and this one? I guess one has a roof and one's just a floor. That's just a floor. Mid piece. 2 different mid pieces. I'm sure it's the whatever the floor looks like. Let's put them both down and take a look at the difference. Oh, it's the ceiling, actually. It's the ceiling that is different. You can see one is kind of a broken, matted ceiling, and then the other one is kind of a flat ceiling. So there we go. Put my light on so you guys can see what I'm doing, too. Always, time goes by so quickly in game when I'm doing my thing. Now, forget which one was which. The first one is that one, and the second one is the other one. All right. I like the second one. We're going to go ahead and go with that one. There we go, with that nice solid roof. Let's go ahead and fill the rest of this in. Again, you'd be pretty hard-pressed to do this if you didn't override the building limit. Now, of course, that's one of the fastest ways to corrupt your save, so just be wary that you will run into issues should you do that. So make sure to back up your gameplay often. There we go. There we go. So we create a nice little diner here. I kind of feel like we should extend that one more wide. I really like the width of that right there. So I'm going to go ahead and extend this out a little bit more, and then we'll kind of move the corner to right there. There we go. And we'll extend this out. So we'll have more room for all of our food and whatnot. Again, this is a mod. This is my first mod to play through. I've played over 2,500 hours, by the way. I looked it up over the break, or over my day off, and it's 2,500 hours now here live on stream from day one, Fallout 4. You guys know it. There you go. Kismet, we all know you're a mega survivalist, but will you still hold that sort of title in the upcoming Fallout? I don't think so. I don't think it'll be too many mega builds I'll be able to do. I don't think they're going to give you, like they've given you here in Fallout 4, this kind of massive ability to go in and just rebuild the whole entire wasteland. Though they did say you're going to be able to do it in co-op. They did say it was going to be fairly large size, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Though Fallout 4 is 4 times the size, or Fallout 76 is 4 times the size of Fallout 4. So you're going to have plenty of space to build. But the how you're going to be able to build, the scale of what you're going to be building, and all of that, you know I'm going to be checking that out. You know I'm going to be saying, okay, what's the maximum width I can build? Where can I build? What can you do, right? What can you do? How can you build kill boxes? How do you collect your materials? How do you do all that stuff? I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it. We're just a couple weeks. We've hung in there, everybody. We've hung in there this long, waiting patiently. Some not so patiently. Me. Patiently, what is it? Let's see. Today is Wednesday the 10th, and we are literally just a couple weeks away. A couple weeks away. So Monday I get my Xbox, which I will get going. Tuesday will be the first day of the Xbox beta for it, and it'll just be an absolute train wreck, so get ready for that. And then, of course, that's why you have a beta, right? You stress test to test it out. And then on the 30th, of course, will be a week after that, a week from now, will be the 30th, which would be PS4 and Xbox. And, of course, I'll be back from TwitchCon, and I'm going to be going hardcore, by the way. So I'll be going during the day for Fallout 76 on Wednesday and Thursday. Then I'll be flying to TwitchCon at like 5 o'clock in the morning. Then I'll be doing just like a bazillion tons of things. I was just talking with my mods and my crew over on Monday, because, I actually also meet with my mods on Monday, too, on my day off. And we do a whole bunch of stuff. I help my stream team. I work my regular mods and then my senior mods. And we organize a ton of stuff every single week. So make sure to show them lots of love in the chat, because they do a lot of stuff behind the scenes. As well as that. So I'll be doing TwitchCon, and then I'll be back. And literally, I will be back that night. I will sleep, get up, and play some more Fallout 76 with you guys, of course, on PC. And, of course, I'll have hopefully my Collector's Edition. We'll open that live on stream. It'll be amazing. And now, by the way, Bethesda themselves is going to be at TwitchCon this year. I heard, whether that is a true rumor or not, but I did hear that they will actually have a booth at TwitchCon. So another great reason to go to TwitchCon, everybody. It is my favorite event of the year. If you go only to one event of the year, TwitchCon would be the one I would suggest. Akili coming in. Emmanuel. Akili Emmanuel. Hopefully I'm getting your name anywhere close to right. I'm seriously butchering it, I'm sure. Go ahead and thank you so much for dropping the Dragon Hammer, crushing that follow button, becoming part of the Wasteland Tycoons. Welcome to the stream. So, yeah, I think that it is going to be, challenge accepted. Right, Wu-Tang, exactly. Exactly. And I'm sure eventually when you have your own private server and you can add mods and whatever, people are just going to remove that build limit and just build whatever the heck they feel like building. And I like the fact that if you could rebuild stuff, right, like the buildings here, if you could rebuild Sanctuary like it was to its pristine state, that's what I would want as well. Now, I'm building building a ramp here, which is going to become my kind of primary walkway and access way. Right here. There we go. And what that does is it gives it a little bit of style, too, because that's my walkway that's going to kind of hold my little restaurant over here that I have going. We'll work on the underpinnings and all that other stuff when we do the second level down. Now, of course, this may not let me put a level down below it because the piece is so high up. So we're going to probably have to, avoid this edge and just do the inside edge when we do the level down. So what am I going to use this for here? Well, this is going to be for food and stuff like that. But we still need to put some pieces in. Again, using the Homemaker mod, which allows us to do kind of this more advanced stuff. Where it allows us to put in diners and fun stuff like that. So we're going to need our floor pieces again in the second one. There we go. Again, I try to build something different every single place. Rarely do I use mods to build, but it is fun to kind of get that going on. There we go. All right, we'll kind of take this middle part out for now, and then that will be that part. And we'll keep our stuff here. And kind of liking that. You know what it needs in the front? It needs a nice little place to hang out. To hang out and... actually, I think I put that floor back. Yeah, you know what it needs? Again, sometimes I'll have it completely done in my mind. And then sometimes I'll just let my creativity go. Which I find very, very fun to do. Like in this case, I feel like going back in, putting those floors back in again. Now, of course, I've moved them very far away, so I'm going to have to, what I call, walk them into place. Because I can't attach them to anything over here. I can only attach them to himself. But I kind of feel like what this needs right here is kind of a little area where they can go in. I'm going to go ahead and also put in some extra floors if we can. Let's see if we can get that in there. No, I don't think we're going to be able to get that in there. But kind of put it in a little area where we can put like an outside seating area there, which I think would be really cool. All right, so something like that as well. Now, if I don't like that, some kind of it's kind of maybe we'll go ahead and do I have concrete floors to kind of match that feel. We're doing an upper floor here. Like that. Like this. And then we'll kind of round it out a little bit. Could be right there. Yep. And we'll round it out a bit by using our smaller pieces. Like that to just give it a little bit of flair, right? Give a little bit of something, something. Like that. There we go. There we go. I kind of feel like we should extend it to this side too. Feeling the extension to this side. So let's do that, and then we'll rotate this around this way. There we go. Feel like we should extend it out this way. Try to match it up a bit. This will be a nice outside lounge for them. Right there. And we'll round that out. You're like, Kismet, you're not making it symmetrical. No, I hate doing symmetrical stuff. When you first are learning and you're learning how to do building and whatnot, then it's fine to do symmetrical. And in this way you learn how to use the pieces and all of that stuff. But later on, make sure to branch out and try non-symmetrical stuff. So yeah, I'm going to be trying all that out. Don't worry. We'll be trying it out right here on the stream. If you got stuff, by the way, when I'm playing the beta, you be thinking, Kismet, what about this? And what do you think about this? And we'll go try this and what the other thing, right? You think about stuff that you want me to test, mechanics-wise and building-wise and all of that. And again, I probably won't play too much of the main storyline. We'll probably leave that for release. But, because I don't like to spoil the whole entire, storyline and what I'm doing and all the questing. We'll probably just explore around. We'll try the mechanics of the game while we're in beta. And then we'll come back when we actually play the game fully, when it's fully released. Then we'll be doing more of that thing. Now, I hope they're going to give you the option to reset your characters and not carry over. My petition right now is do not carry over from the beta into the live game. That's what I think. I think they should not do that. I think they should reset so everybody starts at the same time. Everybody gets the same advantage, whether you pre-ordered it or not. And I'm fine with that, and I bought the expensive version. So I bought the real expensive Xbox and the real expensive collector's edition, and I'm still okay with them resetting my progress. There you go. There you go. Let's see. Kismet, game sounds are breaking up. But your voice is fine again. Oh, the game sounds are breaking up? Thanks for letting me know. Hold on, let me reset that. Let me reset that. That is my capture card. Does that from time to time. There we go. Or that was just the wind. It could have just been the wind, but there you go. All right. So where's TwitchCon this year? It's going to be in San Jose, California. It is on October... what is it? We'll get the exact dates. Otherwise, I'll get the dates wrong. Why is my TwitchCon not showing up? October 26th, 27th, and 28th. So it's in San Jose, California. 26th, 27th, 28th. If there's one event that I would recommend that you go to, if you're only going to go to one event this year, then I would definitely suggest TwitchCon, because it's an incredibly different feeling in there. It's not like you feel like ousted. It doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like, what your background is. The diversity and the feeling of diversity. Because somebody who's older like me, right, going to like a TwitchCon or going to like a certain convention, there's a different vibe to conventions. Like if you go to, I don't want to call any current conventions out, but there are certain conventions that you go to that you feel kind of an outcast there, right? And the thing I feel about TwitchCon is the fact that nobody's an outcast, that we all have something in common, that we all love gaming, or we love being artists, or whatever it is that you like to do. You will find somebody there who likes to do what you like to do usually, right? There's a high chance that you're going to meet somebody who likes to do or into what you're into. Maybe it's cosplay, maybe it's Star Wars or Star Trek or whatever, Lord of the Rings, or I'm trying to think of another genre. Whatever you're into, they're probably into. Maybe you like scary movies and scary games. They'll probably be into that as well. Whatever it is, if you're an artist or a painter or a graphic designer like I am, or whatever you find as a passion in your life, sewing and all of that, there'll be somebody there. There we go. That will probably be along the same line. So yeah, 26th, 27th, 28th I will be there from Thursday till Monday. I learned my lesson on my first TwitchCon that you should always go a day early and leave a day late. This way you can get the most out of your TwitchCon experience, I think. But of course, that does cost a lot extra. But I did raise enough funds to take all my mods this year, which is pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. All right, so I'm liking this build so far. I don't kind of like the fact that that's kind of offset like that. I'm not liking that part. I'm not liking that part, and I'm wondering why this does not match up across this whole entire thing. Why does that not match up with that? So let's go ahead and see if we can kind of work that out. If we can snap something to this, which can snap something to that. So let's go in and actually let's take this piece and turn that piece. Let's take this out. There we go. Let's take that out. And let's go ahead and try and see if we can work with the concrete kit with this. Now, not every kit snaps to each other. Sometimes it's very awkward. Like you can see there, it doesn't snap. But I always find floor tiles help a lot. So we're going to go ahead and try a floor tile or floor piece, which I did see was in here. Under the diner, there was a separate floor piece right here. And we're going to try to bring that floor piece out and then see if we can transition from that floor piece to the concrete kit and see if we can snap that together with this. I'm going to try to snap it out here. No, it does not make that transition, which is a bummer. But we can also try a full floor as well. Like this, and see if this will snap to it. It'll snap there. It doesn't snap to that. Again, that's one of the biggest things with mods that I find difficult, is finding what snaps to each other. There we go. Now we got it to snap. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to come off the side of the building and not snap to what we're doing over here. We want to offset it, which is not easy. It's not easy to master that offsetting of pieces. But once you know that something snaps to it, then you're good. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out and actually use one of these lower pieces here. And we're going to go ahead and now see if we can kind of backward engineer this into place. And there you go. Looking good. But you're like, Kismet, that does not match up well. But that's okay, because we know the power of offsetting. If you've watched my stream, you know how to do it. But for those who have not, who just came in my stream and say, Kismet showed me something epic, you're welcome. Here we go. We're going to show you how to offset pieces so they match up across multiple pieces. So what we're going to do is just use two walls here. We snapped it to the bottom piece there first, then we got rid of the bottom piece, and we're going to just try to snap two of these walls face to face to each other like that, which is going to give me an offset, right? And then I can go ahead and try to take this and snap it in there. Not quite far enough yet. Not quite far enough yet. Let's keep going. Let's offset it a bit more. Then we'll go ahead and we'll put in that floor and see if it lets us do it. There you go. That piece is not snapping to this piece. This piece is snapping to the side concrete wall that we use just solely for the purpose of lining that up. Now, once we have it lined up, of course, then we are off and running because we can go ahead and grab all these pieces. These are upper floors. Let's get rid of those. Let's use these ones here. Oh, somebody like that. Josie coming in with a 15-month sub love. Of course, my awesome mod Josie, show her some love in the chat. The day before my B-Day is on the 28th. Well, happy birthday in advance. And if you are here on your birthday, we will sing happy birthday to you here in the stream, or at least my sound thing will. There you go. Do you guys like pumpkin spice? Because I do. Uh-oh. Look out, Josie. Uh-oh. Who put you up to it, said Josie. No one. It's just a question that I thought of because it's getting close to Halloween. Josie, I don't think TV knows your great thing against pumpkin spice. Josie's not a big fan of the pumpkin spice, which we found out at TwitchCon, which I find hilarious. Because my wife and my kids are all about the pumpkin spice at this time of year. They'll have pumpkin spice cereal. They'll have, hot cocoa with pumpkin spice. It's not my thing. I'm not totally into pumpkin spice, but hey, more power to you if that's your thing. Me, I'm not into it, but it's okay. But I would rather have some chocolate milk myself, chocolate milk or something else along that lines. But hey, more power to you if that's what you like. Let's see, we get that to fit back in there. Yes, we can. All right, awesome. Awesome. So again, we're trying to make the kits work together, and we just discovered how to do that by using the concrete floor, which allowed us to, of course, get to the smaller pieces, which allowed us to work our way backwards. You guys saw it happen. Look at how nice that is now. See how nicely lined up that is? Now, the problem is it's not going to be nicely lined up to the rest of this, and we're going to have a serious offsetting issue later on. But the cool thing is it's actually lined up in this way. Now, if I start with something like this and it's offset, this will be my new standard that I go by. Now, look at that, how it lines up in front of the door now better, too. Much better. Mo better. All right, so we're going to do a small line around the edge. Kind of feel like we should do a line all the way around just to give it that kind of border. Now, again, this is aesthetic stuff I'm doing now. When I go in to take stuff out and just run this outside edge, this is just to give it its own kind of distinct style, like that. And then I'll pull these pieces in closer, and then that will give it like a visual style as well. I'm always kind of thinking about that kind of stuff when I'm doing mega building, which is what we're doing right now, which is just more cosmetic building it just for the sake of building, as opposed to it really having that much of a functionality. You can get away with just doing basic builds at all of your settlements. And eventually, of course, getting to the larger builds will allow you to make money. But beyond that, really, their settlements are not that functional where they are required, that you have to have them. And that's another thing I'd like to see in Fallout 76 is how required those settlements are, right? Do you have to do the settlements? Can you do the whole entire game without even bothering with the camp system? I have a feeling that probably that second one, that you can probably not have to use the building at all, which is the same thing here in Fallout 4, by the way. Just like in Fallout 76, I have a feeling that that's going to be completely and utterly optional, because some people are just not into building. It's just not their thing. And that's okay if it's not your thing. If you're not into building and you're not into it, you're like, Kismet, I don't know, I don't really want to do that. That's okay. That's okay. And I do a lot of different things here in the stream. Sometimes I'll be building, sometimes I'll be out adventuring. If one of our settlement needs help, we'll go run to their aid as well as we build stuff here. All right. And we'll go ahead and see if we put that corner in. Looks like we're going to be obstructed in that corner. Probably going to need to do something like that. I feel like we'll take this out. We'll just stylize this corner as well. Come on. There we go. Can't even see which one I'm on. Can't even see which one I'm on here, people. All right, again, we're just going to stylize it with a little bit of rounded corners action. Kind of an interesting something. There we go. And then take that out. Fill that in, and there we go. Now see how it gives it a different visual style, because this is kind of a white feeling, and then that one is a bit different there. Again, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. And this will be kind of like an outside seating area where they can sit and eat and whatnot. Now, again, we have the problem of when we're backtracking here that we're not connected like so. We can go in, we can try to put a smaller piece in there and see if it fits. In this case, it does. Because we have that kind of offset that we worked with originally, that we started from over here, we worked that way, we connected it, then we had an issue across this way, long ways, then we fixed that, and then, of course, as we worked back, of course, it worked itself out, luckily, in the end. But what I want to do here is, of course, make this better aligned to what we have now. So we're going to go in and just rearrange all of the stuff. Like so. I hope you have a lot better control over the snapping, whether you can turn the snapping on or off. That kind of stuff would be very, very nice. Very, very nice to have that under control. Alright, now we have a bit of a problem here on the entry area, because we got these poles that are blocking us. So I'm going to leave it like that. So we'll have a small walkway, and then it will widen out into a wider walkway when it can. We'll probably just do something like this. There we go. So up there and then into here. We could also, I guess we could at least give it a try. Yeah, it's not gonna let me do that because it's gonna obstruct me there. But we can also offset it that way and create a larger platform, but that's okay. We'll just have them come up in that landing. And then there we go. All right, so we've done something fairly unique there where that looked good. You saw some of the problems that I had, what kind of talked you through. And that's what kind of the thing about my stream, by the way, is I do have a tendency to talk through stuff as well. Pumpkin spice Oreos. There you go. There you go. Yeah, she can't stand pumpkin spice. She's not into it. There we go. Whatever floats your boat. There you go. Your love of pumpkin spice. Poor Josie. Poor Josie. So how do you become a mod? Well, you got to be awesome, which I'm sure you are. Then what you got to do is you got to hang out in the chat, become part of the community. Probably need to be very mature because, of course, if I give you that power, I don't want you just randomly banning people out of my channel and whatnot. Usually people who have been in my channel for a while, who I see are very interactive. They answer questions. They hang out. They talk a lot in the chat. Typically, those are the people I say, hey, would you like to be a mod? And offer that to, usually after a long period of kind of time. I don't just let people come in and be a mod right off the bat for obvious reasons, because of course, you know, the mods are my representation of my rules and my stuff here in my chat. So I try to choose them wisely, and I have amazing mods. I probably have the best mods on Twitch. That's just my opinion, though, and I'm entitled to my opinion. All right, so now we got a bit of a length problem. See how we have a length problem now? The length of our stuff is now kind of offset. So we're going to need to fix that because it's basically half a floor. And there is no half floors. So, or half of a floor, I guess, a quarter of a floor. So there's no way to fix that gap efficiently. So what we're going to do is we're going to start offsetting or insetting these pieces in to fix that gap. Or we could offset it in the opposite direction and push it out further. Whatever we want to do. So, of course, our main thing that we started with, of course, is the entrance. You always want to start with your entrance so you know how they're going to get there, how they're going to do whatever they're going to do in that particular location. So, yeah, if we hang out for a while and my mods see you're being awesome, then they may offer that to you. They may put you on the list. And we do have a list of people who want to be mods, and we, when we need them, we go out and we hunt you down. All right. Kind of feeling like I need a corner, circular corner there. Right there. I don't know why, I just feel like I put a rounded corner there. I just think that looks cool. All right, let's see. What else are we doing over here? So now we want to kind of do the same thing here. And stylize this a little bit. Again, so we can kind of give it that thing there. Now, you'll notice I build stuff, and then I'll come back and say, yeah, you know what, I really want this thing, or I want to give it a little bit of style or a little bit of flair. Because I make so many caps in the Wasteland, I literally make millions of caps here in my Fallout playthrough that I can just make and build and rebuild and all that stuff. And I don't play, like, creative mode. I don't give myself unlimited stuff. I don't cheat. I don't shortcut. I don't do any of that stuff. I just, I love to earn it first, earn all the loot, earn all the stuff, so I don't have an unlimited amount of stuff, and then come back. Ides of March backing me up saying, Kismet, you need to save. I agree. I agree. Let's do it. Have a great night, Dark Angel. Thanks for being here, buddy. Thanks for backing me up. Appreciate it. Appreciate it big time. Now, again, we're going to be playing some Fallout 4, then we're going to be playing some No Man's Sky, and then after No Man's Sky, of course, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I can't wait to try here on stream. It's going to be super awesome, I think. Okay, so now instead of going by what we had built before, we're going to go ahead and start taking this stuff out and trying to decide what we're going to do next. So we got our little restaurant over there where we'll grow our food. We'll put an outside restaurant area there for them. Nice little lounge and whatnot in the Wasteland. Kind of think like maybe I should have turned that the other way, but you know, this particular direction, you can, of course, see the lighthouse and everything. And, of course, they can always look out the window, so they'll be fine. They'll be fine. Now, also what I could do is I could run around, since I left enough room, right? I left enough room because of the edge here that I could actually run an area around the outside, kind of like a patio area around the entire thing, if I so choose, and that's why I leave that offset. But in this case, I'm just going to kind of make it what I call an L-shaped thing here as well. So we'll do that, and then we're going to go ahead and build in this direction. Now, this is going to be our main vault in this direction, so we're going to go ahead and go back to our atrium pieces, and we're going to just go ahead and start snapping it in the direction that we want to go. In this case, we can go ahead and just start right here. And again, I'll be taking a lot of this out just to try to start to build. So they're going to come up, and then, of course, they've got this outside walkway and outside stuff, and then they're going to be going into the vault. So right here, what I want to do is I want to make a transition to a vault piece where I can put down a doorway. Now, is it going to be an atrium or is it going to be a room right here, right? So up on this area, I need to decide, okay, well, we got the food. That's taken care of. What else do we want to put up on this level? Maybe we want to put their bunkhouse up here. Maybe we want to put like a restaurant on top of that restaurant. Or maybe we want to do their medical facilities and stuff like that at this particular vault, right? So I'm going to go ahead and say probably the first thing we want is a security room, right? We want to have a security room in this particular location. So to do that, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start with an actual atrium doorway, and we're going to use that doorway, of course, to transition from that into a security area. So if someone makes their way up here, then of course we'll have some security there to defend against them. Now notice I've put it in there, put the door the other opposite direction, and then we can take this out. Now why these pieces don't just snap to each other to make it super easy on you, I don't know, and hopefully they fix it in Fallout 76. And that's one of the first things we're going to be testing. Does it snap well to each other? How's the snapping system? How is the building system? Is it better than Fallout 76, which it definitely looks like it is? Or is it more difficult? What are the pitfalls of the new system versus the current Fallout 76 system? And I'm sure they've upgraded it tremendously. Now, we've also got a little bit of problem here on this doorway that we actually want it to be kind of a corner doorway. So we'll go ahead and put in that corner doorway. And then now we're good. So we'll go in and we'll fill in the rest of this with some stuff here. Like this. Now, I'd love for you guys to hear that building, but that wind noise is getting old. I can't stand the wind noise, which is funny because I have a convertible. But I can't stand the wind noise when I'm trying to talk because it is incredibly distracting. When I'm trying to focus, and it takes me a lot just to focus anyway. All right, so we're going to go ahead and build that along there and see if we like that distance. I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap. Of course, we have that overhang. I feel like that's a little too close. That's a little too close to our restaurant here. I'm just going to turn the sound down so you guys don't have to listen to that wind blowing the whole entire time, and I don't have to listen to it so it's not distracting me as well. So that feels pretty good. Now, I don't like to make a really big security room because really not going to do too much in the security room as well. So we kind of built this out so we can get a kind of a general idea of what we want. We want something like that. And then, of course, we'll want to connect it to something else. So, again, we'll go into security. We'll go ahead and make another doorway in the opposite direction. Like that. And this way, there'll be a pass-through where you can go through. Actually, if I was really going to be smart about the security door, you wouldn't want it to go straight through. You'd want them to have to pass through another area like that. So they'd have to come in this way. They'd have to talk to whoever is right here and get past whatever turrets I put in here, and then they go through the other side over there if you're playing a little RP as well, if you're thinking through the actual functionality of your rooms. So we'll do that, and then we'll just put a simple corner there, so they have to actually make their way through to get to there. And then also, of course, I'll have stuff up there. Now, we also want the ability, of course, to walk around the outside of this, so we're going to go ahead and do some more kind of just basic walkway stuff and get that going on. And I love the concrete kit for doing walkways. It is pretty awesome. I feel like we need to Yeah, kind of a straight one there. Straight one. And round it out. One more out. Like that. Round it out. Again, I got my sound turned down a little bit. If that's unnerving for you, just let me know. But I typically turn it down. Again, we'll move this out of the way so that ladder is not obstructed. And there we go. Now we're off and running. Off and running. And we're just trying to get the outside edge here. And we'll round that out there. We'll round that out there. And probably take that one out. Something like that. See how I just stylized it a little bit? Yeah, you know, whatever floats your boat, you know. You can go in and just stylize those edges a little bit. Give it a little bit of fun stuff to it. See, like that. It doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to be square. Everything doesn't have to be symmetrical, right? Oh, that's a little too close. A little too close. I don't want it to obstruct what they're doing. Again, just stylize it just for the sake of it looking cool. Same thing out here. Stylize that a little bit. And I feel like I want this walkway to be out here. Like that. And, See, that shows me that I want to push this back too. That shows me that I want to push that back by 1 so I can have a walkway that goes around the entire top of it. So I'm going to walk over here. I'm going to take this one out and that one, and I'm going to go ahead and just move this over here. Again, always evolving what I'm doing, because I like the look of this walkway around the outside right there. That's looking nice. And then again, we'll just connect that walkway over there. Stylize it a little bit. Maybe a rounded one there. And again, it doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical, but sometimes it works out that way. All right, there we go. So now we've got kind of a bit of a walkway, so if they need to get to any part of the location, they can do so just by walking those various different things. There we go. There you go. There you go. You retweeted. Awesome. What do you recommend as a growing streamer like me to do to gain more viewers? Play games you like. Play games you like. And if you don't have anybody in your chat, you have 0 people in your chat, do what I did when I first started. Just talk to your bot. Talk to Saltbot, in my case. That's the name of my bot. Just talk to your bot and just try to work on and practice being a better streamer. The most important thing about being a streamer is not playing games. Because you are the entertainment. You are the entertainment as a streamer, and you've got to bring something unique to it. In my case, you know, of course, I got disabled, and I try to inspire people every day to do what they love to do. I'm wearing my Overburden with KizCap shirt today, by the way. I hope you guys like that. I try to inspire people to do what I love to do on top of playing games and inspiring them to play games, right? And play games and do what they want to do in real life and that kind of stuff. That's my unique brand of streaming. Also, I talk a lot about what I'm doing. I talk about my thought process as I'm building, as I'm playing the game, that kind of stuff. Now, some people do not like that. Some people don't like it when you're like, Kismet, just shut up and play the game, right? That's not the way I do my stream. I try to do it the way I like. Right? That when I go into somebody's stream and they do something awesome, I want to know what they did. I want to know what they did and how they did it and that kind of stuff, because I'm very inquisitive, very much like, oh, wow, how did they do that thing, right? How did you make that work? How did you get that conduit to run from up there to up there, right? I like that myself, and I've been in some streams where they did stuff and you can't even see what the heck they did, and then if you ask them in the chat, they get all upset and whatnot. And, go Google it. I'm watching your stream, bro. The whole point of being in the stream and being there is interacting with people. That's what's different about playing the game and people just watching you play the game and you actually being a streamer. You being a streamer is all about this right now, this interactivity. Me talking to you, you asking a question, me answering that question, that you have the power. Otherwise, you can just go watch a YouTube video, right? You can go watch a YouTube video. You can go watch my entire YouTube series, in fact. You can watch all of these streams on YouTube as well. I put every single one up there. But here you've got the live interactivity where you can, we can talk back and forth. We can talk about games. We can talk about movies. We can talk about whatever we want, right? So you have that live interactivity, which I think is what makes Twitch fantastic. Fantastic. And of course, you also have the great community of people who are into what you're into, right? They're into gaming. They're into artistry. They're into whatever they're into. And of course, you have that common thread, that common ground between that. There you go. There you go. And again, let me catch up on anything I missed here. Old school, exactly. Old school. There you go. Big JP coming in the chat. What's up, Big JP? Crazy Aussie also in the chat as well. There we go. We need a save emote. Oh, that's a good answer, or a good idea. Josie, put that in the my reminders. I'll put that on my list. Kismet, I think you missed this. Did you get your cosplay figured out for TwitchCon? I hope so. Yeah, I did talk about it actually at the top of the stream, Ides of March. I'm very disappointed because I had custom done cosplay being done by an amazing artist. She's really good at what she does, but she was not able to get it done in time and basically stop communicating. Now, what happens when you can't communicate with other people is then you don't know what's going on. And that's really, really tough when people are not following up with you and they're not communicating with you. On your end, you feel in the dark, right? And this is what happened to me with clients, right? Clients would call me all the time. Now, some people get offended by that. Some people get upset. Oh, well, this person keeps calling me. Why do they keep calling me? Stop bugging me. I'll get it done when I get it done, right? There's those type of people, which you never want to be in business. I don't mind when people calling me because they have stuff they need to get done. They're on a deadline. They need stuff done by a certain amount of time, and it's their job if they don't, right? Or they might have spent a lot of expense. Like me, I've spent a lot of expense on TwitchCon, and of course, I did promise that I will do the cosplay this year, and all of that stuff is Wasteland Tycoon. So I'm trying to deliver on that promise. So I've made a promise, and I'm trying to deliver on it. So I've got to go and find people who can deliver on it. So this person, very highly recommended. I went through all this rigmarole to get it going and spend 4 months working with this person back and forth on what I wanted for my cosplay. And they didn't come through. And sometimes you are going to fail. And I don't mind people failing at what they do. That does happen from time to time. I mind bad communication. Bad communication, like when I tried to hire a graphic designer to do my website, right? Tried to hire a graphic designer to do my website. I contacted 10 people. Only 2 people contacted me back. That makes me cringe at a level you have no idea. That's just money being left on the table. Imagine if that's me, right? But imagine how many other people are contacting them to get stuff done. Now, of course, you need to vet people, which means that you need to go in and see if they actually do have enough money to get it done, right? So that's what you need to do. You say, do you have a budget? Do you have an idea of what you want to do? Are you able to pay for this? That kind of stuff. Make sure you do that up front. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. They're just trying to pump you for information so they can do it themselves or whatever. And I don't mind consulting on that as well, on having other people just going and doing it and whatnot. But you're in it for a business, right? You're trying to make money to support your family and whatnot. And as an artist, don't do stuff for free. Not even for your family. Charge them at least $1 because you are a professional at what you do, right? No matter what you do. So charge them at least a little bit. So I get that question all the time about business and that kind of stuff. So so that was a fail. So she totally failed, and that bummed me out to a huge degree because I literally was relying on her for 4 months to deliver on that. And then I'd see a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and then everybody else's cosplays would get done, but not mine. So what I did is I had to go and of course I've sent her a bunch of stuff of what I was looking for, and I could have just bought it, by the way. My intentions are not just to do cosplay, are also to help out other artists here on Twitch, and that's why I try to hire people from Twitch, and I try to hire people like I hired Rita to do 3D for me, but she doesn't have her own version of Maya yet, so of course it made it difficult for us to connect between the 2 different versions. She's an amazing artist, she did an amazing job, but it didn't work out. It was at the end it was a failure, but you'll find that failure leads to success. Right? When you try one thing, and in life you just got to try stuff. You got to try stuff and you will fail. you will fail. Like last year, our community meetup was a complete and utter fail. And my mods were chasing all over the place, and we were trying to find a spot for the meetup and whatnot. And then it dawned on us, you know, of course, afterthought, was the best place would have been the streamer zone. After I stream live to TwitchCon, is just, hey, everybody meet me right after the streamer zone, and then we'll have a meetup, and then I'll give out epic loot and whatnot while we're there. And that's what we're doing this year, because we learned that from last year. So again, if something fails, that's the way it goes. But I have ordered all of my stuff for the Wasteland Tycoon stuff, and I have hopefully something else on the way, which hopefully I get to see you on stream at some point. I did get all my stuff for the Wasteland Tycoon. I've got it tailored. I got getting the sleeves tailored because they're really long. Because I have to wear a bigger jacket. Because I have not only like little further around in the middle, as they say, but also I have like a big chest size for when I'm wearing a coat, right? So when I'm wearing a coat, I wear a 42, which is pretty big for me because I have a very fairly skinnier waist than I do chest size. So, and of course I used to work out too. So I used to work out very, very heavy. So my chest build is a little bit bigger than I normally would if I was skinny and whatnot. But I'm also a bit overweight as well. There we go. Meetup last year was great. Well, thank you, Duraso. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. So yeah, so I did get my cosplay under control. I do have it actually right over there. Can you see it? Nope. I'm going to reveal it at TwitchCon. I don't think even my mods are going to get to see it. I don't think my mods are going to get to see it, and they are going to laugh, and you guys are going to laugh, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. If I get people laughing and pointing and going, oh my God, what's up with that dude over there, right? What's he doing, right? Then I done it right. Because that's what I do. I like to bring a little laughter, a little bit of fun into your day and try to inspire you, make a, because there's plenty of people out there who want to tear you down, right? There's plenty of people who just want to make your day suck. And I'm the opposite. I want to make you have a good day today. Enjoy yourself, relax, take it easy. Come in the stream, enjoy. All right, so I'm filling in this corner. We don't really have that much room. Maybe something over here to get going there. Now, of course, I want to take this out so they only have one way to transition from here to other locations, right? And I feel like maybe I should take this out too. So they have to walk the long way, right? So they can come over here and look. Kind of feel like I should take this out. So they can just look down there and see what's going on, and they get a beautiful shot of the wasteland here. Have we even been to that area over there? I don't even think we've been over there yet. Right? We haven't been down here yet. Oh, there's something really cool down there, by the way. Really great storyline right there as well. See, the great thing about Fallout 4, and I would imagine in Fallout 76 as well, you got to think of how many adventures you can have in Fallout 4. Now, again, I have 2,500 hours live here on stream playing Fallout 4, right? The original, the OG. Played it day one, have never stopped playing it. Some people, they play it, they don't stop playing it, but whatever. Because I vary my gameplay. I vary the style I do. I don't always build. Some days I'm doing other stuff here on the stream as well. But one of the things that I do is I do try to vary the style of builds as well on top of that. And then I don't always do all the content. And I'll do content at different stages. And then, of course, it makes your playthrough different each and every time. So we want to make it so they have to go, they can go to the diner, which is fine. But if they want to go through into the main vault, they have to go through here. So we want to actually build from right about here. So we've gone in the security room. Now, what's the next room that we want? Now, we've already got a diner where we can grow food and actually have the diner stuff over there. So I'm kind of feeling, what do we want in the kind of first room here? Would be more like a, I'm kind of feeling like a workout room. Yeah, kind of like a workout room. Not a cafeteria. Yeah, more like a common room. More like a common room here. So we'll go ahead and put our doorway here, utilizing this common room. We'll put that corner in. Again, notice how I'm taking this out as I'm adding more stuff along the edge. Is that the outer edge? No, that's the inner edge as well. So we're going to go in, add a common room here, which will just be kind of another kind of lounge or entryway where they can come in. And this one I think I could do a little bit longer. We don't need a window there because there's no window on the other side. Let's make this one a little bit longer here, and then we'll round that out a little bit. There we go. And again, normally in vaults, of course, you want them to be completely inside and not think about the outside world. But this is an outside vault. And again, this is from the vault-tec kit from the vault-tec DLC that you can get. I actually like the vault-tec kit. It's one of my favorite kits. It is just really, really frustrating when you first start to begin to use it because it does not snap well with other kits and sometimes within the same kit as well. Like the room kits and the atrium kit has a real problem snapping to each other. All right, something like this. And, of course, we'll want this to go ahead and feed into the next area, which will probably go that way or maybe the other way. Let's go the other way. This way. There we go. Now we got a nice common room here. And, again, I've kind of turned the sounds down so we don't have to listen to the wind the entire time. There we go. It's a nice little common room here. This is what we'll have a little bit of a lounge, a little bit of a workout area for them to do as well. So again, really the only basic stuff we need is food, water, power, and defense, right? Now on this side here, we're getting to the side where I do want that defense because right down there is where where they typically spawn. And again, you want to watch that on your settlement. Where do they typically spawn? What sides do they attack from? So right here, we're going to go ahead and work on a bit of a security room or outside security. So we're actually going to convert again to a security room again. But this one's going to be very small. And actually, I should put it in the opposite direction. Like this. There we go. And then we'll do this. And this room is going to basically be our security room that goes in a bunch of different directions. So you can go out this way, go to the next part of the vault, which will be here. Or you can go out this way, which is going to be where our defenders are going to be standing. So we're going to go ahead and take that out, and then we're going to need to transition back to our atrium kit right here. We can use a window or a doorway, by the way, but I'm just going to use a doorway, and that's going to transition us out here. We can grab some of these pieces to go like this, and we'll kind of look. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Maybe a little bit closer. A little bit closer. Like this. Oh, yeah. So kind of as far as we can in that direction so the kill box can fire pretty far. And again, we're up pretty far. And I'm actually going to build it down below. But I'm just kind of seeing how far out I want to build that overhang for the kill box. I'm just grabbing some pieces here. And we also have pieces stored in the workbench that we can use. So let's get in there. Let's use some of those. And we'll just keep building. Oh, look. 111. Vault representing 111. I have 111 atrium pieces stored in the workbench. There you go. That was wild. That was a little foreshadowing there. Foreshadowing of future events. All right. Right here. I feel like right there or over here a little bit. Right here. Yeah, we're not going to be able to get any closer that way. With these ones as well. Oh! That's why I'm in my power armor. So that's really close to the edge, which is good. Save that. Every time I fall almost to my doom, I always that's the time in which I think to save. After I could have died, not before. See you later, TTV. Take it easy, bro. Things that draw me to streamers like Kismet. There are genuine people. There are genuine people. Be genuine. Exactly. Oh, somebody wanted to talk. Yeah, be who you are. You don't have to pretend to be somebody else. Don't pretend to be another streamer or pretend to be somebody famous or whatnot. I find people who are very disingenuous, I instantly leave their stream. Instantly leave it. If I feel like they're being shallow or they're not being truthful, right? If they're like, you know, buy this product, right? Buy this product. This is the best product of all time. You know, I only endorse stuff that I really believe in. I don't just like, you know, trying to make it buck in the stream. I think that is a way to instantly lose your audience. Instantly lose your audience when they stop trusting you as a person. And that's why I try not to do that. I try not to do anything in that direction. Or I don't do anything. I don't try. I actually don't. I guess that's a better way of putting it. I don't do anything that is going to jeopardize that relationship between my audience and me. And I try to do the same thing in real life with my friends. So yeah, the end of the thing there is actually about halfway there. About halfway. So I'm trying to figure out the edge, and if I can figure out this edge, that lets me figure out how much of this I can use also for the vault. So that's why I'm working at the end and then working my way backwards, which is what I'm doing right now. So we want to actually figure out where we're going to put the kill box, and then we can continue to work on the vault itself. So we're going to do something like that. Then we're going to go ahead and get the small ones here and see if we can get any further. Can't go anywhere there. So this is the edge right here. Oh, that won't even let me build out there. There we go. Okay, so this is the actual small edge that we can get away with. Yeah, I feel like right there is probably the furthest we can go. Who's that down there? Birds! Go that way. So yeah, right about there is a good spot. But see, the more I look at it, the more I want to move that direction. The more I want to move this direction and just see what outside edge I could do here to be as close to that area as possible. But again, it'll be 2 levels down and be able to shoot over the top there. I don't know, I might put some turrets up here and we'll do some testing of how far the turrets from very high up can actually go. So I'm feeling something like that. Of course, again, just stylizing it a little bit as we go. Working on that outside edge. This will become a kind of a catwalk area for our defenders. Yeah, it needs to be this one. Notice I'll add and take away, add and take away. Again, we're just kind of building that outside edge. That's looking good. And again, I got the sound turned down because of the wind noise. So if that's freaking you out, just let me know in the chat. Let me know. Yep. Yeah, now we're kind of we created an inner walkway, and now we're kind of creating an outer walkway here, which is giving us this kind of edge of this. I kind of feel like we'll just keep this going. We'll keep this going, and we're going to do reversals like this eventually at the end. So we'll do this. Oh, out of steel again. Man, that was a lot. That was some quick out of steel, right, everybody? That was some quick out of steel there. Of course, I did build a lot of atrium floors. Now, I could go in and I could scrap a bunch of these atrium floors and get the steel back, but no big deal. No big deal. We're going to go ahead and just take a moment there. And actually, let's check and see if anybody's popped up while I wasn't paying attention. All right. Nobody that needs to be saved right now. So we're going to save there. We're going to go ahead and pop back to Spectacle Island here. And we're going to go ahead and buy some more resources. And we'll come back and keep going on that. Keep going. We'll turn that back up a little bit. So yeah, I did get my cosplay, at least my outfit in order. Can invaders destroy your walls and floors? They cannot. They cannot destroy anything in your base. They can only kill yourself. Oh, Visitor Center needs some help in Far Harbor. We got to go help them in just a moment here. Let's go ahead and get some resources first. I'm going to run downstairs into my mega vault. Let's get it going. Oh, look at this, baby. Oh, ho, ho. Do that sorting for me. Do that sorting, baby. Look at this gigantic mess. Kismet, pick that up. Nah, I'm just going to leave it. Let's go over here.
The farm's not much, but something.
And let's go ahead. Get out of that power armor. Get that fusion core. Turn my light on. Talk to this lady for a second.
Got any scab to sell?
Now, the funny thing is this particular person is also a vendor. So,
Sure.
Let me show you what I've got.
see, she's also got vending stuff as well. So, like, she's got 3 shipments of 250 steel. So I'm actually going to get that from her, but we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of purified water. I got just a touch of it going here, about 900 going right there. As well as here in purified water, I've got 1,681. So we've got plenty of that. So we're going to go ahead and talk to her.
Looking to trade?
And we're going to go ahead and trade with her.
Let me show you what I've got.
And it'll go in and, of course, buy out that steel shipment. That's going to give us lots of steel. But I'm going to use my purified water instead as money. That's how I make my money right now. 41,000 caps in purified water. Make about 100,000 bottle caps every few days. Though I don't go around and pick it up every few days. Typically, I kind of RP a little bit, and I go and get it only when I need it. In that way. Because I could just literally just sit here and grind and make millions, maybe even billions of caps if I so chose. But I try to vary my gameplay so you guys are not just watching me grind over and over again. There you go. All right, nice. We got that going. We bought that. We're good. Now, another thing I'm going to do, the problem is she's a trade person, so I can't get in my chair there, which is the whole reason I typically will talk to them, is so that I can get in my chair. But I can command her to get up and to go over there, right? I hit E and then E again. She'll go walking over there. Now, the second she goes walking that way, I'll hit escape and I'll get in my chair. Like that. And this chair is here for one reason only, is that so I can forward time. So I'm going to forward time to the daytime, because these vendors who are standing here, some of them will work, and some of them will not. So I like to forward it to about 8 a.m., and you will see, one more. You will see that they all kind of show up here around that time. Very close to 8. And we'll go over here, and we'll talk to the first vendor.
Got any scab to sell?
Sure. Again.
Let me show you what I've got.
And we'll check her out and see if she has some steel. And we're like, nope, no steel. All right. And then I'll go ahead and forward it another hour till it's vendor time, when she becomes less of a actually wandering trading vendor, and she becomes an actual vendor for me at 8 o'clock. Typically, you can see it's 8:10 now. And see if she switches over and see if we've got a different whole level of inventory.
Excuse me.
Looking to trade?
Sure.
Let me show you what I've got.
Notice the difference in when I talk to her, right? She said, do you have any scav to sell before? And then in this case, she said, do you have anything you want to trade? That is because she is now a different vendor than she was before. Though the steel she doesn't have any steel as this particular vendor, but she actually becomes a different style vendor when she's in the actual vending booth versus when she's not in there, right? Because she's what's known as a legendary vendor. You actually find a bunch of legendary vendors that you can find, send to your location, and then they actually work as great vendors. I usually send them to my main vault, of course, or my main location, because that's where I want all my legendary vendors, and usually they have legendary items as well, that you can get unique items from those vendors. All right, so we've already got her stuff there. So we're going to go ahead and get in my power armor, and we're going to go ahead and go to Diamond City and get some off. There we go. Does that mean you can make them run a kill box maze in the sky? Absolutely. You absolutely can. You can make them run a maze if you want. You can just right on the edge of your settlements, you can leave the door open, and when they come in, of course, they'll be activating traps and Gatling lasers and various different things. You can do a whole complex thing. Though I find that the trap system works okay, it does kind of it's a bit iffy, I think, at best. It's a bit iffy. All right, let's go. And hopefully they improve that as well, because of course, if you want to keep people from coming in to your settlements or messing around with you while you're building and whatnot, you could, of course, build yourself some defenses against other players, which I think is super cool, right? So you can build a kill box. Now, of course, the problem is, and this is probably a good thing to send. Oh, I forgot. We got different places under attack. Oh, completed. It took care of itself. It took care of itself, luckily. I forgot about the visitor center. We should have went to the visitor center. Well, is the fact that you actually have other players who may attack your settlements. So can you tell your turrets who's a friendly and who's not a friendly, right? Or is just everybody a threat, right? That's one of the things we're going to test when we get in Fallout 76 to see if if you have control over that. Like in
Remember,
7 Days to
our
Die,
research
you
says
actually have
supplies are just
control
for
over
humans.
whether it targets you, it targets your friends, it targets enemies, or it targets everybody. You have that control. I want to see what level of control
I'll take a look. Sure.
turrets
Odds and
have as
ends.
well. So you can just say, you know, anybody other than you gets attacked with those turrets as well. Let's see. Steel. Oh, she got lots of steel. All right, awesome. And again, use that purified water. Bob the Builder coming in. 500 bits from Riverdog. Blowing it up in there. Hey, Riverdog. Always great to see you, man. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here in the stream today. Let's see. Akimbo coming in. Or Akimbo coming in with a Co-Carnage. Hi. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. King Leopold saying hi in the chat as well. Riverdog coming in like a boss, dropping some Bob the Builder action on the stream. Awesome. Awesome. And of course, also you can see that I'm getting her caps as well as those resources at the same time. Get those resources. Get those resources. Boom. All right. Nice.
Hardware, we got a free workbench for all
Shop
your
in
modifications.
safety. No sense allowed at the
Scopes,
surplus.
clip sizes, barrels.
There we go. So we got that, and we're going to go in here.
Holy shit. That is smart.
I know, huh? That's some power armor right there. Legendary. Legendary Nuka-Cola Quantum from Nuka World power armor. What can I say? What can I say? Now, again, you don't have to go inside. You can just come over here and just forward time to get the night vendor just by sitting here at the noodle vendor. And then at a certain amount of time, everybody will go and disappear. Now, I usually go until about 8. You could probably go till about 5 or 6. And then you see, boom, now all the nighttime people are out. If you notice, I took my fusion core out of my power armor because I don't want people running off with it, right? So I always take that out. Or at least I try to always take it out. There's another thing in Fallout 76. Can they jump in your power armor? Right? Can they steal your
See what you
power
have.
armor from you?
Oh, goody.
Can other people steal your power armor from you? If you get out of your power armor, can they jump in your power armor and take it? Another question. Lots of questions. Now, if you have questions like that of what things that you would like me to test in Fallout 76, you're welcome to go onto our Discord, discord.gg/Kismet, and my mods will throw all my social media in the chat. You can go ahead and just click on it there, as well as all down below the stream as well. And you go in there and feel free to ask some questions. Say, Kismet, I'm wondering about such and such, and I will test it for you on stream. And then, of course, we'll have all those, all of those answers. Now, of course, I would also keep in mind that it will be in the state of flux, so that whatever, of course, what we see in the beta could completely change in the release version. But we'll get kind of a sense of it, I have a feeling, when we do go in there and test that out. So again, in about, let's see, it'll be 2 weeks from... less than 2 weeks, so just less than 2 weeks on Tuesday. So 2 weeks on Tuesday, 2 weeks from yesterday. We'll be playing the Fallout 76 beta live here on stream. So definitely be around for that. 8, 9, 10. So let's say around 2,000 there. So we'll dial that in like so. And 134 as well. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Now we're up to 5,000 caps again as well. There we go. So we got all the resources that we need back into our power armor. Let's get into it. Let's get back into it. Let's go ahead and finish up this fun build. We might do a bit on this one. Then we're gonna go play some No Man's Sky here in just a bit. And then of course Odyssey later. Odyssey later. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, we're gonna play later on. So let's see, we're doing the Lighthouse. We've got a good start on it here. We had to get some steel, so we went to Diamond City to get some more steel. And then we're gonna go back to our mega build here. Now, I've been building settlements for a very long time, since the very beginning of the game. I actually spent more time doing settlements in my first playthrough than I think anything else, because I love the settlement. I like the idea of the settlement system. It's like kind of like Sims and SimCity and City Skylines and games like 7 Days to Die and stuff like that, combined with, of course, my favorite genre, which is Fallout. Incredibly, incredibly great. Very, very fun. And of course, you can see it way up there. A bit of a massive build. Been working on that outside edge. We've already got ourselves a little restaurant up in the sky. We'll call it our sky restaurant. We'll go in, of course, and we'll build another level down below, so it'll be 2 levels high. We're trying to figure out the sizing and all of that first, which is an important thing to do before you get too far, because you don't want to build this big giant thing only to realize that it doesn't match up, it doesn't fit what you want to put in it. Either the rooms are too small or too big, and you've wasted all of that space and time doing that. Notice, by the way, that I keep the scaffolding there while I'm working. Just makes it easier for me to come in and out of the area. All right, so we got a security room here. We got more of a common room here where they'll work out and do all their fun stuff there. Then we have a security room, which is going to split in 2 different directions. We have one that's going out this way, which is going to be all of our stuff here. Now, one of the problems here is we're going to get to a point where this is kind of offset if we are not careful. So we need to kind of line it up to what we got. There we go. Line it up to currently what we got here. So we've got an atrium floor and doorway and whatnot. So we've got to take this out. Then we can go ahead and put a floor in here. And then we can just kind of walk this outside edge. So this outside edge here, and it looks like all the way out to here. Oh, that's this way too. All right, we get something out of that. Yeah, and see, we can actually, there's actually more room. In this direction. There we go. So there's actually more room in this direction. So if we wanted to extend the vault, we can extend this out even more and make it even more of a bigger room for them to do. And again, usually I take out the outside edge, and you'll see me make stuff and take it away, and make stuff and take it away, and whatnot. Quite a lot. A lot. All right. Oh, that's the atrium wall. So you notice the atrium wall won't snap to that wall? I don't know why. I don't know. But I'm sure there was a reason or no reason. Just not enough time reason. See, you know, you got to think that developers also only have so much resources and so much time to produce stuff. So sometimes they have to put stuff that they really want to do on the back burner or on the never going to happen burner because they just don't have the resources or just don't have the time. And I feel like the build here, the building is really a secondary thing to the game in this game. And I feel like it's going to even be more of a secondary thing in Fallout 76. It's not going to be as required as part of the story. There is actually some DLC that... actually, I'm just going to put a whole bunch of things there. There is some DLC that actually you can use the building to help you, which is part of the vault-tec kit. You can actually use the building to forward your storyline, which I think is super cool. Super cool. I actually feel like taking all this out, building this common room out. Probably want that to go through the security room. So let's go ahead and fix that back to that as a corner. And put this as a probably just a wall. There we go. So now we have a bigger common room. We can put more stuff there as well. And then out here we've got space. And then we left that gap so we can have that outside edge. So it's not too close to the edge. We'll take this out again. We'll come back and do the supports and whatever later on. And then it looks like we can probably do this right here. Let's see, what do we want to do here? I would say this is where they're going to probably live. This is going to be their quarters. So let's go and do that. You know what? I'm actually looking at the size of this, and we maybe only need 1 level. We may not need multiple levels. And I don't like to put it so you can see in their quarters. Like, I don't like to put a window through there. I think that's kind of awkward to have someone like watching you while you're sleeping, right? Creepy. So I don't typically make windows that allows them to see from one room into another room. Now I'll make a window where they can see outside, like this, but not a window that goes from like a common room into where they're sleeping. That's just me. I think it's just too creepy. Too creepy. All right, so we got that going, and now we've got our extra walkway here. Let's go ahead and go back in, and we'll take this out. We'll take that out. We'll put a proper floor there, right there. There we go. Now we have that outer walkway as well. There we go. We'll take this out and this out, and then this will be the rest of our thing here. I kind of feel like I'm going to do a really long area for them to hang out. Room for them. So let's go to the room kit, quarters, and we already have a doorway on that side, so we don't really need a doorway. I'm just going to go ahead and run kind of a hallway here, like a long living quarters that we can do. And I'm kind of looking at the outside edge there, like where do I want to turn it in and run it back. Kind of feel like right here would be a good spot to turn it. Let's go ahead and turn that corner. And we'll go ahead and do this. Now right here would be a great place for a window, right? Because there's probably going to be nothing beyond that edge. So we'll go ahead and put a window in there. So if they are in here, they can go ahead and see the wasteland when it's not all foggy like it is now. Which is funny, because every time I go to build something, there's always some fogginess to it. So I'm going to make this shape a bit non-symmetrical. So we're going to just make this a lot bigger as well. We're going to give them a nice big area for them to do here. And we'll put windows in this direction. And we'll put a corner right there. There we go. And let's put a edge here. Quarters. And we'll put our edge in here like this, because that'll finish out that edge when we're cutting back that way. There we go. And I feel like there should be like a doorway here. Alright, maybe just a straight doorway. Right there. Looking good. Now we got a bit of a problem there. That for them to walk by there, that's going to be difficult without that being there. So this should probably be a corner doorway, so that you have that kind of wall edge and a doorway at the same time. Oh, that's quarters too, huh? I have a bunch of different quarters. I forgot. Yeah, a bunch of different quarters patterns. Because I have a mod that adds even more quarter patterns. I forgot. I like the original one. It's very Fallout-esque. Very Fallout-esque. So again, we want to add a doorway with a wall in the correct direction, like that. But not that one. Like this one. There we go. Just so it stays with the theme of the rest of the room. Alright, that's looking good there. And then we can go ahead and fill in our floors here. Right, like this. Alright, that's looking nice. And then, of course, they can walk along that outside edge. And I feel like we should just square this off here. Nope. Yep, there we go. Something like that. Let's go ahead and save again, because we just did a whole bunch of stuff. We made some serious progress. Let me catch up on chat. Hello, Kismet family. Says, hey, Uncle Corey, what's up? What's up? How am I doing? How am I going to watch you sleep, Kismet, with no windows? I know. Isn't that creepy? That is so creepy. I mean, that's probably one of the things that creep me out the most, is when I watch like a movie or whatever and there's just somebody outside the window. Right? Hold on. Let me simulate it here for you. I don't think I go out the side like this. Like, there we go. So all of a sudden they're like outside your window, right? How creepy is that, bro? How creepy is that? That's about as far as I can go. That's the edge of my desk right there. That is super, super creepy. And I see my autofocus was on there too. Stop it! Darn autofocus, stop coming back on again all the time. Every single time. Every single time I stream, it comes back on its own. I keep turning it off. Yeah, so I think that's super creepy when you have someone just standing outside your window. Creepy! Alright, so let's keep it going here. Back into our workbench. Like this. Alright. And back to the vault-tec kit again. We're building a massive vault here. A mega vault, as I like to call it. We're working on their quarters right now. And again, we'll get that corner one right there. Again, notice I just leave the inside like it is and just work on the outside first. Much like a puzzle. That's really kind of what you're doing. You're putting a puzzle together of your vault and of your build. And again, we're just going to go. The rest of this is fairly easy because we know what we want there, and then we want a corner. And then, of course, we just need to fill in the middle parts. I love it when it just I press the button and then I move and then it just puts it down like that. It's always something. All right. All right. This is the easiest part. Just filling in the blanks. There we go. And again, notice I'm not making it symmetrical. I'm not making it just square. I'm trying to shape it out a little bit. That's a nice, humongous quarters. That's very nice. Very nice for them. And then let's see what else. Now, we don't necessarily have to build the entire area, but that's kind of what we're doing here in the mega build. We're doing the entire area. I also feel like I need another doorway to connect whatever is going to be the next thing. All right, so there's your quarters right there. We have quarters. We have kind of a common room. We have a lounge. We have an outside lounge for them. As well, a food area for us to grow food and do that. Kind of feeling like all I need is one level on this one. I think one level will be more than enough. And then let's go ahead and put in some medical facilities, much like we did. Maybe we'll put in some medical and a school at the same time. So let's go ahead and put in a. So we can put in a nursery, or we can put in. See, the lavatory to me feels very much like also like a kind of like a clean room, right? Where they just have tile floors. Kind of feels like that to me. So we're gonna do something like that, and let's go ahead and do a corner. There's a corner doorway, and put that right there. Nice. All right. And again, we'll go ahead and just run this along this edge. Now, this particular lavatory one is awkward because the pieces aren't in the same position as the rest of them. And we'll run in like that, and then the doorway. Rub my eye. Again, I think I'm just going to square the end of this off at this point. And put a doorway to the outside. And then nice windows. Obstructing my stuff. Take that out. Probably want to take all this out too as we go. Now, by the way, you can take stuff out the window too. Since they aren't obstructed, because the window's not there, you can actually do this too, which I think is super cool. That you can actually look through the window and take that stuff out. Now, I've also got a jetpack. I can just jetpack out here like that, or I could have walked around either way and take out all these excess pieces while I'm up here. Because I'm about to kind of block myself off. So I can't really do that. Now, of course, we're going to continue our walkway, our outside walkway, around the edge. But there's no reason to have that in there anymore. We can just finish out the rest of the walkway later on. Very, very nice. All right. And again, we're doing the lavatory. Over here. We'll go ahead and do this side. We'll have a corner right here. And let's see, 1, 2, 3. Looks like we're gonna need to go one more in that direction. Where is my corner piece? Oh, the lavatory has no corner piece. Interesting. It's got to be there somewhere. There it is. All right. I was like, where's my corner piece? Because that's the very beginning, which throws me off. Because it's supposed to be way at the end. Throwing me off. All right. Again, we're just shaping it around what we already have. No, I don't want a doorway. I want an actual corner. There we go. And now the rest of this is just, you know, fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks with whatever you want. So in this case, we'll do this. And I feel like we want a kill box probably right outside this edge here, so it can fire down along all of that. So we'll go ahead and put in a straight doorway like that, and we'll add that later. And then we need the ups and downs. Deck. Laboratory. This one. There we go. So we'll say this is going to be like our medical area here. And maybe we'll throw some school stuff in here. Kind of feel like a nice big medical area there. Be good. Put a bunch of bunks and whatnot down like it's a medical area that they need to utilize. All right. Now, one thing that we, if we want to think about security again, if we want to kind of RP a little bit, is right behind this wall here is that security. Actually, it sounds like I need to put a store down. No, not a store, crafting. Sounds like I'm overburdened because I probably got all this water on me. Yep. There we go. So again, we want to RP a little bit here that they can only get in one way into the vault, which is right here, which is usually the smart thing. Then all of this stuff out here, we don't want the walkway to go all the way around and touch this, because then they can just go that way and get in the vault from the other side, right? So we want it to come around to a certain distance, but not enough where they can actually get it. And I'll probably have it stop way over there in that corner, and then leave this area here where they cannot access that. You can only go in a certain direction. All right, and we're going to go ahead and run way out here. Now, speaking of finishing out that outer area, got access out there from a lot of the different rooms. Let's go ahead and finish this up, and this will allow us to work on our kill boxes and stuff like that. We might do that a bit next time, though. But we're going to play some No Man's Sky here in just a minute, as well. All right. So let's just go ahead and start doing this, and I think I'm going to widen this out a little bit because we're going to be sticking kill box and whatnot over here in the corner. Yeah, right there is as far as I can go. I'll widen this out just a bit. Something like that. Yeah. All right. And see, first I'm just kind of experimenting with the distances and the size in which I can build stuff, and then I'll come back and I'll use these larger pieces. One, because if you use the larger pieces, they actually help you a lot in the long run, because if you're not building with unlimited building limit, you can get more out of those. You can build larger structures than if you use a lot of smaller pieces. And that's another thing I wonder too, is do you have an unlimited building size in Fallout 76? Can you build just an unlimited amount of stuff? What's the size limit that you can build? Right? And eventually, of course, private servers, when they add that, we'll be able to go in and probably take that out. That'll probably be one of the first mods that comes out. The ability to remove the building limits. There we go. Something like that. Very nice. I kind of feel like I just want to round out this corner over here, too. Oh, I can't. Ah, look at that. Can't round it out. Can't round it out, can't build out there. All right. Well, just round it out right there then. Kind of a real close edge, though. But we're right up against that edge, which is awesome. So it's going to defend this whole entire corner. Okay, so now we got this nice outside walkway. The people in the vault can go from room to room. Nice big area here, nice big area there. Now, again, we can embellish this to a really extreme degree. I typically don't do that on stream because it just takes a long time. But we could really, really get into it if we so choose. So I think that's about it for that one. I think that's pretty good. Like that. Like everything we got. Let's go ahead and look at it from down below. Look out, Kismet coming through, party people. All right, let's go over here. Oh, what did I say? Look, more of them. Hey, yo! Killbox I'm gonna let the killbox have some fun. Now, right now it's floating. I hate it when it's floating, but I wish you could move this up a lot closer. But that's the actual edge of the settlement right there, so that actually needs to be way higher. Because look how obstructed they are. Now, I wish you could take this out, right? Take that thing out. Or hit it and move it would be great too, right? If I could use my shotgun and just knock it out of the way, or just take a tank and knock it out of the way, or a bulldozer or whatever. But it actually acts as a barrier, which is great, but not so great. Because what I want to do is just have that thing moved out of the way so I can have the kill box way up here on the edge. And then when these guys spawn down there, I can just blast them. Now, right now, you can see we got a few of them. A few of them down there, and there's an Assaultron Demon down there. But I've got an explosive shotgun, so bye-bye. I can also just take care of them myself. I don't have to use the kill box, but the kill box makes it more convenient. I love free loot, too. I'm not going to turn down free loot. Give me that loot. Especially robots. Robots give you lots of sweet loot as well. Just going to get it all that sweet loot. Now, another thing they did talk about in Fallout 76 is the fact that you will have a cosmetic slot. Which, if you've never played an MMO or anything like that, there is like your armor slots, which is what you're actually using. And then there's cosmetic slots. Now, cosmetic slots will allow you to customize your character to look different than everybody else, or at least most other people. Somebody might be wearing the same thing as you. But I love cosmetic slots. I love cosmetic slots. I don't mind spending money for cosmetic things that are not pay to win in the game. You will see me do that, I'm sure. When I see something epic in game, I don't mind contributing to the developer that helps them develop further games. There's nothing wrong with that. It's pay to win and gating the game that I really don't like, and millions of others do not. A case in point, a certain very, very large game under the #1 franchise of all time, Backlash. And people were calling for them to pull that IP from them and give it to somebody else. Which I would give it to Bethesda, if anybody. I'd give it to Bethesda. Bethesda could do something amazing with it, I'm sure. But they had a huge backlash because it was pay to win, and you were gated where you couldn't, if a person who had lots of money could just buy, all the stuff, and then of course you as the regular player with not a lot of money would have to grind it for an absorbent amount of time. I get it. If it's a little bit of a grind, I don't mind grinding stuff. I don't mind grinding to get the hardest gear or that kind of stuff. What I do mind is making my grind useless, making my achievements not worthy, right? And Lord of the Rings Online was the first one that I really felt that they made a massive mistake when they did add their cash shop. So they had a lot of potential. Of course, they could have made a lot of money just on cosmetics and stuff like that. They said, no, we're not doing any pay to win. And then they reversed that thing 2 weeks later. And they literally were allowing you to buy stuff that took me 6 months to earn. So, and then, of course, it pissed off all my members and so on and so forth. And long story short, we stopped playing that game. We stopped playing the game not because the game wasn't fun. It was because the cash shop was obnoxious. And that's how you can get people to stop playing your game, too. Even if you have the most fun game, the most amazing game, I'm trying to be better at sitting up, by the way, everybody. I'm trying to be better at sitting up. I'm trying to get my core activated while I'm sitting here. By the way, I'm going to poke my stomach, get it activated. Try to work on my shoulders, too. Because I'm terrible. I'm a sloucher because I have a touch of scoliosis, which means that your spine's a little bit curved. In my case, it's fairly curved because I just sit like this all the time. I'm sure some of you are the same way. Who sit kind of very slouched all the time. As weird. But such is the way it goes. You got to live with what you got in life. So yeah, let's look at this baby. Oh man, that's cool looking. Oh, I like that. It's like a big fan or something, right? Like a big fan, you fan yourself with. I like that. I feel like I should round that corner though. Felt like I was going to sneeze there for a second. Felt like I was going to sneeze. All right. So, yeah, looks good. Of course, we'll go in and we'll add supports to it and whatnot. Or not. Maybe we'll just not add supports. Maybe we'll just let it float there. What the heck? It's our game. We can do whatever we want. So, yeah, one of the problems, again, with this settlement is all of this stuff. Got him in midair. Getting in midair, those evil things. They're watching me. Creepy. They're watching me, them birds. It does tell you that it actually shoots those pellets in that direction. Yeah, the actual projectiles actually move in that direction. Otherwise, it would miss them. And contacts the actual birds. Birds. One of the things I like about Fallout 4 is that actual physical contact that it makes with other objects. All right, so that's looking great. I like that. That seems like a pretty sweet build. And we're going to go in and finish this up. Finish this up, yeah. Oh, I leveled up again. Huh, I didn't even realize it. This drives me crazy, too. I want to take that out. I want to take all these trees out. I want to flatten that all out. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's get up here. Like this. Now, I feel like I want to add something right there at the end and run it right there to that spot. I'm not sure if it's going to fit, is the question. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. So, of course, when we're here, we have to either run up these stairs, which eventually I'm going to be taking out, and they have to walk all the way up the thing here to get up here. Now, again, if you want to test it, Oh! What? El Mayo coming in with a host love. Thank you so much, El Mayo. I appreciate that massive love. If you're coming, if you're new to my stream, welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. So creepy. Hello. What's going on in there? Hello. I'm knocking on your window. Creepy. There we go. I told Aquamist I'm still following you. She told me to tell you hi. Oh, if you don't remember, she was with me in Lineage. She was with me in Lineage. Wow, back in the Lineage days. Awesome. Well, tell Aquamist that I say hi back. Now, you know what? I actually have a list of every single member, except for some of them that got lost when my hard drive died. But I have a list of all the members that joined my actual guild over the last 16 years, coming up in February. Over 800 members over that time, and when they joined, and what their name was, and their nickname, and all of that stuff. Of course, I was a very good tracker back in the day. So make sure to say, I say hi back, or her, him, or... I'm not trying to gender stereotype. Tell them I say hello back, and it's great to see them. I'm coming to stream from time to time. We have fun in here. We have lots of fun. Thought I'd share. I'm new to the Fallout 4 category. Well, welcome. Good to have you here in the stream. Thank you so much for that host. Also, big congrats on that purple check mark. Look at you go. Big boss man. Big boss man with that purple check mark. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it big time. Now, if you guys are not familiar, make sure to go over there and show some love to El Mayo for coming in with that massive host. And if you are coming in from El Mayo's stream, you are most welcome in my stream. My name is Kismet. In fact, I might take an extra moment here to just pop up to my overseer's office, maybe dazzle you a little bit. Let's go. There we go. There we go. Welcome, everybody. This is my overseer's office. As you can see, I do some animation up in here. You're like, Kismet, who does that awesome 3D graphics for you? This guy. This guy does. So I do play a lot of Fallout. I do play other games as well. I do play building games, simulation games. If you like explosions, if you like simulation games, if you like RPG games, if you like all that kind of stuff, really any type of game. I like racing games. I like all sorts of games. I'm old school. I'm the original, the OG. I'm back in the day when gaming systems just started, before some of you were born. I was back there playing games. I played games my entire life. I've loved every minute of it, and I don't care who knows it. So screw them. If they don't like gaming, they can like what they like. I'm going to like what I like. You guys like what you like. So welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. I appreciate you bringing all your epic peeps into my channel. I love to see people raid with their favorite streamers. There's something really super cool about that. All right, let's get back to it. So go show El Mayo some love in his channel as well. Go over there, hit that follow button, check him out the next time he goes live. I do love to help support other streamers as well. I see you got that purple check mark. You got that partner check mark. Congratulations to you, bro. Congratulations. That's not easy to get. That is not easy to get. That does take a lot of work to get that going on. It took me 2 years, and I got turned down a bazillion times until I finally got my little purple check mark. Very, very awesome. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start now on providing them facilities here. Mods, we're going to switch over here in just a moment. I'm just going to put down some food and water, and then we'll come back to this build. We'll finish it up tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But let's go ahead and add that in. Now, I think since this is kind of the area where they'll probably hang out, we'll go ahead and we'll put our food in here like this, and I think it's just perfectly going to fit in there. Oh, look at that. Now you'd be like, Kismet, did you perfectly plan that out so that was exactly 4 across there? No, I just winged it that time. I just winged it. I tried to visualize it in my head, but you never know if it's going to work out until the end. I feel like I'm going to do these long ways this time. There we go. Again, notice I'm using mute fruit. The reason why mute fruit is very, very easy to do, because I only need 6 of them, and then that will actually feed 6 people. So that's why I have a tendency to use mute fruit. Very easy to get early in the game as well. You know, you get it from Diamond City. Sometimes you can find it just laying around as you're wandering around. And then, of course, I have locations that all they do is produce a massive amount of mute fruit, so I can feed all of my people. And you're like, Kismet, how do you know that the mute fruit is feeding your people? How do you know it's actually has the ability to feed your people? Well, once you assign them to doing food, if that food meter goes up there, then you know it's working. You know it's working as simple as that. Now, they don't have a varied diet at this particular location, and I'm kind of tempted, I've been tempted a few times of making sure that I have every type of food at every single location, but haven't decided to do that yet. So, all right, so we got some food for them, and we're definitely going to need some power. So I feel like we're going to go ahead and do power at this point. We're going to go ahead and take this generator. This is my new favorite generator here because I can really backchain a lot of power. And we'll come back to working on other stuff. Now, of course, I don't want to put my power right here because these guys can come up here and then blow up my power, which is not what I want to happen. So I need to find a place where I can run this power, and it'll be just fine. Now, if I put it here, the problem is it does clip through the ceiling, so it'll be difficult for me to connect it. So we're just going to go ahead and just walk around a little bit, try to find ourselves a nice little spot to run our power. There we go. Nice little spot right there. Now I'm going to go ahead and rotate it so that the power is facing this way, and I'm going to put it right there. And I'm going to leave this doorway open. And now what I need to do is I need to take this power and I need to run it to the other side. Now I could make a bunch of the things, right, the power pylons, and run them all over the place. I can make a bunch of these conduits and whatnot and attach those and run those all over the place. But I prefer to do the cool way, which is to actually make it run through the vault itself, which is super fun. Super fun. Where's my piece? Here it is right here. So we're going to go ahead and put that right there. Then we're going to go ahead and just put this in the window. And we're going to run it over here. Now, we can come back and change this so it's not running through the window later on. We're going to go ahead and just try to set that to that side and then connect it here. Now, what I just did is what's called, I call back chaining power. So you got the fusion core, and actually I only learned this in this playthrough, by the way. And I've, of course, played 2,500 hours. I've done a lot of mega builds. But I'm running the generator back into the vault, and I'm attaching it to the wall. Now, once I attach it to the wall, there are actual power lines in the wall and in the floors and in the ceilings that will actually run the power elsewhere. And if you don't believe me, we've got it attached there. We can run way over to this side, and we will go ahead and put a light bulb down right here. You're like, well, Kismet, it's not working. All right. You know what? Let's even do a further test. Let's take it and run it as far out here as we can go, right? To the very first edge here. And you're like, well, Kismet, it's still not working. Well, that's because we need to put a wireless connector to the wall. And there you go. There you go. Instead of running wires and cables and all of that stuff, it actually runs to the vault-tec kit. I think that is just nothing short of genius. I think it should be in every single kit now. Is the ability to just say that the wiring for the power and everything, the conduit for the power, all of that stuff is already built into the walls. And all you have to do is attach something killer like that to the side, and bam, you're good. Now we can go ahead and do the same thing and run this out the window or whatnot. Now I'm going to go ahead and actually run to the ceiling first, so I can kind of go up and be out of the way like this. And then we'll put another one of these in here, say, over here by the window. And we'll run that. Of course, the longer you run it, the more it hangs down. The shorter you run it, of course, the less it hangs down from up there like that. See, and then you have, you know, it's not obstructed. Now, of course, you can just let it run across there, and they'll be just fine, but it's kind of more of an RP thing than anything else to make sure that that lines up. There we go. And again, we're running it outside the window. And you're like, Kismet, why are you running all of this power all the way around and wherever? Well, I always try to figure out my power before I also get too far. Like, how am I going to get my power all the way back to this over here? And how am I going to light that up and all of that? So that's why we kind of ran it to there. Now, another thing that I need to do, probably the last thing we're going to do here, and then we're going to switch to No Man's Sky, is this amazing thing from another amazing thing from the vault-tec kit. If I can remember where it's at. There it switches. Or no, miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. There we go. Is this thing right here, which is the vault-tec population management system. So I'm going to actually put that right there in my security room. I need to jump out of the workbench. There we go. And I'm just going to run it from up here. There we go. Sometimes it gets a little funky. And then now we can control the settlement here. And we can go ahead and find jobs for the unemployed. Now, right now, we're going to go ahead and assign to farming because that's all we have. We're going to go ahead and add more things later. We can have up to 4 people because that's as much farming as we have. So we're going to assign those 4 people. And there we go. We checked the vocational overview. We should have 1 provisioner and 4 farmers. We should also look at how many people we have at this particular location. Right now, we have 5 people here. So there's not really much that we need to do to build up a whole bunch of stuff for them because there's only 5 people. So that also reminds us to put down our recruitment radio beacon so we can, of course, recruit people here at this particular location. Now, I like to put it up nice and high like this, which I think is super cool, like that. And so we're going to do a little bit more of that kind of lighting, running the lighting. We're going to connect that to the outside edge using the vault-tec kit in this case. And we'll put it, say, right there. And that to there, and then this up to there. Now our radio beacon's on, so the next time we come here, we'll probably have more people. We've got 8 beds, 40 defense with a kill box. We got 100 power, 0 water. But you can see we got some water, right? We got some water down here, but we need to get our power down there. So how do we get our power down? Well, we can also chain our power through this if we want, which I think would be kind of fun. I don't think I've ever done that. So we're going to go ahead and just chain our power right here. So we're going to go ahead and get that power again. Now this time I'm going to kind of chain it down like that so it's not blocking. Oh, look out. Look out. Settler can see. That's how you can test if it's working, right? There they go. They're going to go work on the food. That's where they're going. Those are my food peeps. See, that's a great way to test. If they can actually get to that location, then you know you did it right. All right, and we're also going to go in and we're going to attach some of these way up here and run that across like that. Now we can also run it from down there to up there as well. Dude's on his way up, and we're going to try to back run all of this power into the thing. A little too far. Like that. Now what I'd like is I would like something like our power pylon like this, but that attached to the wall, right? That actually came out this way in more of a vertical or more of a horizontal direction as opposed to a vertical direction with that. That would be nice. That would be nice, but oh well. We'll do what we can. Alright, so that is too far, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and attach this here and just run this wherever it feels like letting me run it. We'll say to there. There we go. And again, same thing over here. We're going to go ahead and run it as far as it'll let us go. We want it to be kind of a little bit down there so that it can go inside as well. All right. And then across to there, a little too far. Actually, let's make it nice and close. Connect it, then move it, and see where we can end up. Looks like right there is about as far as we can go. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and run the power inside. This one. There we go. There we go. Now there's actually like a middle part of the stairs right there that we could run this down. The problem is you can't run it all the way down, which I think would really be cool, that you could run it really far all the way down, because it's a cord. So you can just go straight down if you really wanted to. But we're going to have to get that from there down to here. And what we need to do is we need to line it up so it's kind of in a way that we can see it as we're going down. And then we're just going to keep bringing that down. Now, what are we going to attach it to? Well, we're going to attach it to these landings as we go down, right? Of course, no matter what you're doing, there's always somebody coming and going in your face. Get out of there. Like that. So we can attach it like that, and then, of course, we can then go and see if we can attach it to the next one down. All right? Doesn't seem like... Well, let's do that. Now, if it turns yellow at any point, then you know there's a potential chance of doing that. But we'll just go right there, and then let's see if we can go around. And let's see if it lets us attach. There we go. And again, we just go level by level. Just run it straight down until we reach the ground level. Now, another great use are the very few uses of conduit that I think would have been great, which is this conduit, is the fact that if they had straight pieces like this, and then you could have made those vertical. Because right now, I could just run those straight down, and it would go down to the bottom level, right? Now, I could use these ones, but these are awkward because they're curved at the top. Now, if they were just straight, and you could go straight down, which I don't know why they didn't make straight pieces that went straight down. Maybe, again, they ran out of time. Or they have the ability to rotate these vertically, right? That would have been nice. That would have been super nice. But they didn't. So that's why I find the conduit one to be fairly useless, because you always end up where you're missing a piece. Hey Kismet, hey Deruso, I saw you earlier, bro. Feel free to lurk away. There you go. Thank you. I know one of the hardest things I've ever done. I'm sure you know. Yes, it is very, very tough. Hola from Mexico. Welcome, Mikey. Hopefully it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Or night in this case in Mexico. Well, actually, still late evening for Mexico, because they're in Pacific time zone, as well, where I used to be back in the day. Back in the day. All right, more switches, more running this down here. We're just kind of running this down here just for fun. Because I don't think I've ever run that down the middle of that. So I think it's super fun to do. And then we'll go ahead and transition this one, to where it can head toward the door. There we go. And then we'll just have it right here. I kind of feel like I want to move it off to the side. There we go. Move it out just a little bit. There we go. So we can try to connect that. There we go. And now we got power that we can run down here. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the water over here. Now the reason why I'm going to put it right here is this going to be the least attack spot in the actual entire base, right? Because they can't get up from that side up to here. They rarely ever spawn on this side, though I have seen some run around to there. They rarely ever do that. Now, another thing you can do, by the way, with your water is, of course, run water out to actually run the larger purified water stuff, which is also what we're going to do. So if I was going to do a ground one, I would do it right here in the corner, which we can do. But if we're going to do an outside one, well, then we would want, obviously, to bring this out to where we can connect it. A little bit lower. I want to bring it out here where we can connect it, and then we would want to run the power as well. Now, look how much you have to do just to get this going. If I had some nice straight conduit, I could pull it down, or I could have just run it down the side, outside, run it down, which would have been way easier. But, you don't always want to do the easy stuff. It doesn't challenge you when you're just doing easy. Give yourself a little bit of a challenge when you're building. And let's go ahead and see if we can run that there. There we go. And again, we're trying to run all that power back to the other side here. And I love doing this kind of stuff, which is, figure out how to make it work. Figure out how to make it work. Do something you haven't done before. Now, this also has a nice lip right here on this edge. So you can use your full-size power pylons like this to just put it on that outside lip. Less chance it's going to get damaged or hit from there as well. I'm going to go ahead and put that there, and there we go. Now we want to, of course, chain that down toward the water so we can use it to make a bunch of money doing purified waters here. Purified water. So we're going to go ahead and run that down to there. And now what I'm going to do is just get an idea of distance. So I'm going to go ahead and take that one. I'm going to move it there. I'm going to take this one and see how far I can run that line. Actually, let me take this one out. How far can I run this line from that one up there as well? Take that one out. There we go. How far can I run that? So I'm just going to keep it going until it turns red. And it's turning red because of that. But I can actually run it that far. Look how far you can run. So now you only need one instead of running three, right? So we ran it from up there all the way up here, and then also it's elevated, so it's not on the ground, so less chance it's going to take damage and knock your power out. So right there, and then there you are. You're ready to go. You're ready to put down a water purifier. Now, I don't need to put down too many right now. I only got 5 people, but if I wanted to make money, which is how I make my millions of dollars here, is on purified water. And I do it very, very early in game, which is the industrial strength water purifier. You just throw that baby in the water, run this up here. Now, we're not going to put a lot of them down in this time, but we're just going to put one. There we go. We've now got 40 water. You literally only need one of those, and that's more than enough for an entire settlement. So there we go. So 40 of those, 24 food, 100 power, 40 defense, 8 beds, 75% happiness, and rising. Try to keep it about 80% happiness myself. Now, we need to go in here. We need to fix up this kill box over here as well. So we're going to go ahead and pull down the kill box because we don't want to leave that floating. Or actually, maybe we'll leave it. We'll do that next time. We'll go ahead and work on the hanging kill boxes next time. So let's put that. Let's at least put that floor back in. We'll work on that next time because I'm going to run out of time. Run out of time here to play. So let's get back up here. Kind of dwarfs, it even dwarfs the lighthouse itself. Let's go way over here. There's a beautiful shot, by the way. All the stuff in the background. Very, very cool. I can't see it from here. You can't see it from here, but we've got some fun builds that we need to do over here as well. The Slog, Finch Farm. We already did Coastal Cottage. Already did a bunch of these already. But yeah, some fun builds in that direction. I think we're going to stand right about here. I think that's our epic shot for today. Actually, more like over here. And you get all the rest of this grid win and whatnot. Turn this way, dude. There we go. Yeah, maybe a little bit of zoomed out shot. Oh, that's awesome with the lens flare and everything. Super cool. All right, let's save that. And we're going to get going. Did the redemption still not work again? Man, I already contacted them about that. We'll see if we can get that fixed at some point. There we go. There we go. Oh, awesome. Just saw your whisper there, Jeruso. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, there you go. Go with somebody else other than those last people, because those people suck. Those people suck. All right. Let's keep her going. Keep her going real time. So let's save that, and let's get back to my overseer's office, and let's go have some fun. There we go. Let's see. Eisenmar says, Kismet, I did a couple of turrets with fans underneath them. It made them look like fine turrets. Oh, what a great idea. If you got a shot of that, Eisenmarch, send that to me. Send that to me. I'd be interested in seeing that. Interested in seeing that as well. What are they talking about, mods? Oh. Oh, is that what that is? Oh, I had no idea what they were talking about. No idea what they're talking about. Yeah, I don't have anything to do with vaping. I do not vape in any way. I do not vape in any way. I do not poison my body with that stuff. I don't blame people, by the way, for smoking and whatnot. I blame the people who got you addicted to it in first place. My parents did smoke when I was a kid. They actually made the smart decision to stop smoking, and they went to Klondike bars instead. But hey, at least they lasted a long time. My dad lived into his 80s. Mom's still going. So we'll see. We'll see how long. I mean, if you live into your 70s and 80s, you're doing really well. You're doing really well, because most people do not last that long. Me, I've been a few times where I didn't know if I was going to keep going. And you never know. Today could be the last day. I have sleep apnea. I stop breathing when I'm sleeping. So I can go to sleep tonight and I'll wake up tomorrow. So this could be my last stream. So there we go. So I'd enjoy every single one. I enjoy every single one. Enjoy every day. Try to get the most out of every one of my days. And try to do what I love to do every day. That's my option. Those are my options to do. I can lay down, cry about it, and whine about it. How about how, tough I got it and whatnot. Or I can do something about it. I can have actual effect upon what's going on there. Now, so I'm also going to make a cut here. We're going to play some No Man's Sky. So if you are watching this in the future on YouTube, watch for the next part. It's going to be awesome. Hey everybody, Kismet here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button right in the center of the screen. Also check me out live on twitch.tv/Kismet. I'll see you all next time.